Live from sunny Las Vegas, Nevada, it's the How to Relationship Podcast, starring Donovan Sharpe, Devin Sharpe, and Mr. Producer himself, Glenn Lawrence. And now, your host, Donovan Sharpe.
Wow, what an intro. What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to episode 15 of the hashtag How to Relationship Podcast. I am joined here by my new wife, the lovely and talented Devin. We'll do the introductions here shortly. So you two, and we'll get your name. I think your name is Lana. You two are discussing, you said, the shorter I have to sit here in front of the microphone and in front of the camera, the better. And both of these ladies said, why? So the first thing I want to know why you asked her why, and then she's going to tell you why.
It's just curiosity.
Well, first of all, I didn't know she was your wife. Second, so I didn't know her purpose for being here.
Okay.
I just assumed if someone asked me
shows up on a podcast, if they want to be on the podcast.
Right.
Yeah, that's a fair assumption.
Yeah. She does not want to do this. She does not want to do this.
I'm more a behind the scenes kind of person. Like I would rather be like in the production area right now. Like I'm more of a technical person, less of a personality.
So why are you doing this?
Because you make me.
That's right. That's right. All right, Lana, what do you think of that? Her not being wanted to be in front of the camera.
That's your relationship.
Very good. Very good. Okay, a couple of disclaimers here before we get started here. Number one, we are only discussing hetero relationships, okay?
But I'm gay.
That's a problem. The reason, no, we don't discuss same-sex relationships because it throws everything into sort of an influx in that the dynamics they're just not the same. Heterosexual relationships are different from homosexual relationships. And so what I have found on these podcasts is that anytime we have a switch hitter on the podcast, they tend to use their homosexuality as a way to rebuttal these points. I'm good. I'm glad that you're a switch hitter, but if you want to talk about switch hitting, this is not the podcast for it. When we talk about relationships, say again.
You invited me.
Okay, we invited you, but I can also disinvite you. And I want to let you guys know, if anybody gets disrespectful towards me, my wife, or any of the other panelists, I will kick you out of here. Now, when we talk about relationships, we're talking about obviously non-physically abusive relationships. I don't want to get to a point to where we're talking about he's the perfect guy and he did this and he did that, and then somebody says, yeah, but what if he's abusive? We are assuming that he is a non-abusive partner. Are there abusive partners out there? Absolutely. Probably more than a lot of us are willing to admit. But we're not discussing that here. Now that's what we want right there.
What's that?
You didn't see what she just did?
No.
Do it again.
They're asking me to put the mic really close to me.
A couple other things to go over here quickly. Yeah, you like deep throated. Yeah, you deep throated the mic.
Talented.
Let's have a good.
With the mic.
Yeah, well, I've seen worse or better. Guys, let's have a good faith discussion. Let's be honest with each other. Nobody's out to change anybody's minds. When it comes to these discussions, this is not a debate. It's a discussion, because when we call it a debate, that means there's a winner and a loser, and then people tend to make arguments to win the argument. I don't want to be right. I want to get it right. So at the end of the day, guys, we're here to have a good, honest discussion about interpersonal, intersexual dynamics between heterosexual men and heterosexual women. Like I said, we're not out here to change each other's minds, but hey, I think a successful discussion leaves everyone with a little something to think about. Does that make sense? Can we all agree on that? Okay, very good. Things can get spirited. Hey, I'm good with people getting emotional as long as we don't attack each other. Ad hominem attacks. Well, your boobs are too big, or I don't like your hair, or I don't like your makeup, or whatever. Let's stay away from that kind of stuff. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So
I liked your boobs. So.
She did compliment.
I complimented. I said I love the cleavages.
yeah, the only person to mention Devin's cleavage was a woman. That's actually shout out to the guys for being respectful. Yeah, hey, fair play. Okay, so let's go around the room here. I'm just going to point to you. Just tell me your age, and then we'll go around.
47.
34.
33.
27.
Okay, 46. Your name?
Devin.
Anal.
Shatara.
Anal, spelled backwards. That's Lana. Okay, very good.
Oh.
Relationship status.
Married.
Married. Single.
Single.
Okay, very good. All right, excellent. What is the longest relationship you've ever had?
18 years.
God damn.
Wow, yeah, that was the marriage. What about you?
8 years.
8 years. Okay, is that the one you're in now?
Yes.
Okay, you?
8.5 divorce.
Okay, you?
3 years.
3 years. Okay, very good. How old are you again?
27.
Wow, 27. Gee, you look younger for 27. Black. What's your nationality?
African American and Jewish.
Okay, there we go. Black don't crack.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
you get the.
Yeah, right.
You get the. She gets double victim status. So you're African American and Jewish.
Oh, please don't call me a victim.
Oh my God! Hey, there we go. There we go. That's what we like this.
You want beautiful victim, I see.
Glenn, if you would, Mr. Producer, if you would, go ahead and pull up the "I want to make this official" video. It should be the video of Devin standing in a great outfit. So while he cues that up, not that one. Oh wow! Look at this. This is great. No, look at this. Keep going. Next. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh
Keep
no.
Keep going. Keep going. It's probably all the way back to the beginning. That's the one. Okay, very good. Let's play this and we'll get your reaction. We're going to share the screen here. Liquid death. All right. We can hear it. Wow, this is really cool. Apologies, guys. We kind of threw this together at the last minute. Here we go.
Hey, we need to talk.
What do you mean?
I want to make this official.
Trust me, you do not want that.
How do you know?
Because being in a relationship with me is not easy.
Why?
Sweetheart, leave this alone.
No, I really want to know why.
Sleeping with me and being committed to me are two very different, let's say, experiences.
Why?
Do you really want to know?
Yes, I want to know.
Okay. Unlock your phone and hand it to me right now. Anything else?
No, I'm fine. So did I pass the test?
It's a start.
A start? What else do I have to do?
You don't have to do anything, but I will say this. I don't commit to women who go to bars. I don't commit to women who go to clubs. I don't commit to women who travel by themselves. I don't commit to women who go to girls' nights out. And I do not commit to women on social media.
Like no social media at all?
I didn't stutter.
So you're saying I can't do any of this stuff?
You're a grown woman. You can do whatever it is you want to do.
So if I reactivate my Instagram, what happens?
That means you've dumped me.
How am I dumping you? It's my IG.
Yes, you did. And in doing so, you engage in the actions of women I do not commit to. Ergo, you dumped me.
This sounds like an ultimatum.
Not at all. This is a choice. You can either choose to engage in behaviors of women I don't commit to, or you can be in a relationship with me, but never both. Are we done? Okay, and that's the end. What are your initial thoughts on that video?
It just seemed like two different perspectives. Like a man that didn't want to be with a girl because she had an Instagram. I mean, I was kind of lost, to be honest.
Well, I didn't.
It was a
So,
video.
hold on.
It's to me, it just seemed like, okay, I don't want to be with you because I don't like the way you're handling Instagram. And then she was saying, oh, well, why not? Right? It just seemed like two people with different perspectives.
Yeah, more or less. Before I committed to her, I let her know I don't commit to women who are on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were in the courting process, I just told her straight up, the choice was hers. She could either be with me or she could be on Instagram, but she couldn't do both. She made her choice.
And she chose you over Instagram.
She chose me over Instagram. Why did you choose me over Instagram or social media?
In day-to-day life, like in real life,
Mhm.
you made my life better, whereas social media didn't.
Okay.
I think I just took a step back and looked at it, and I was like, I was over social media anyway, to be honest. Like, I wasn't using it for business or anything like
Right.
that. So it was just, if anything, it was causing issues in my life. So it's one less problem to think about.
Okay. What did you think of the video?
I actually agree with you.
Oh.
Devin.
Okay.
if my husband told me you have to choose between me or Instagram, I would choose my husband. For the same reasons.
Okay. All right. Very good. Now, Lana, what did you think of the video?
Nothing really. There's a difference between control and preference. And if you're going into a relationship with her, you made the decision to be with her. Now, if you made the decision to be with her and now you're trying to control whether she could be on Instagram or not, that's controlling. That's not a preference because you already chose her.
I didn't.
Well, at the time, yeah.
No. Before I committed to her, I said, I don't commit to women on social media.
Then that's just your preference and that's fine.
Okay.
Can I say I disagree with that?
Okay.
And I respect your decision to do that because honestly, what value does Instagram have?
A lot.
I actually think that you really
it depends on your career.
Well,
but
hold on. Let her finish.
Can have a lot of benefits to your career.
Well, we'll go to you next, Lana.
Good. Not for most people. Instagram is valuable to a small percentage of people. Most people are on there and it actually has no value to their life. So if you're going to choose a relationship over Instagram, I don't think that's a bad thing at all.
Okay. And what about you? Like, you're making a face and that's fine. There's some girls who don't like.
No, I'm just saying because a lot of people have Instagrams for their business.
Yeah, don't care. Me, I don't care. Men like me don't care.
You're ruining her money.
Hold on, real quick. Then I'm ruining her money?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you say to that?
I'm
ruining your money.
There's a difference between him.
Well, hold on. Let her answer.
You were asking me just now.
Well, now I'm at. Hold on. Okay. All right. Everybody. Hey, no. Stop. One mic at a time, guys. Devin.
What?
Okay. She says it's going to mess up your money. What's your response to it's going to mess up your money?
Well, you're a logical human being. If you know that the majority of my income comes from a particular source, by asking me to cut that source out of my life, you're volunteering to take up that responsibility.
How about that?
If that's something that you're willing to do, you're willing to actually replace that piece of the pie, I'm good with it.
There you go. And gentlemen, that I could not have said that any better myself. If you're going to hold on real quick, I'll come to you in a second. If you're going to require whoever you commit to not to be on social media, and that's how she makes her money, then guess what? If you give her that commitment, at that point, you're going to have to somehow make up for that loss of income. Now, fortunately for us two, I do well enough for the both of us. She doesn't have to be on Instagram, but that doesn't apply to everybody. Go ahead, Lana.
You still messed up her money. That's your money.
Like to ask a question because
I'll come to you after her.
Okay.
Go ahead. I still messed up her money. How much money were you making on Instagram?
Let's just say
$5,000. You're not getting my point.
What's your point? Go ahead.
My point is that it's still your money. You're taking care of her. And she can't take care of herself. That was her money. You're taking her money from her.
I'm not taking her money from her. She made a choice.
But that's my point.
Do you think it's my fault or her fault?
I didn't say it was anyone's fault. I'm saying you're taking her money from her by requesting that.
I think in this situation, he's volunteering to replace that income. So is it taking money? Is it taking my future away from me?
I didn't say that.
Not really.
Hold on. Taking her money away. Every time we try to pigeonhole you on something. Hold on. I need you to not talk over me. Describe taking her money. If you think this is a joke, you can leave now. Okay? Like, let's not cut across each other. I asked you a question. Describe taking your money. You said he's taking your money. You took her money. What do you mean by that?
Oh, I can speak.
Oh, all right. You're out of here. You got to go. I'm not dealing with that. See ya. Get the fuck out. Yeah, laugh, whatever. I knew this was going to be a problem.
How'd you know it was going to be a problem? How'd you know?
Because you have a body tattoo. That's why. Girls with tattoos like that are usually trouble. Have a nice day.
No, what does that mean?
Don't let that. I'm not engaging with you anymore.
I want to know what it means to you.
Glenn, I need you to escort this person out. I'm not engaging with you anymore. Have a nice life. Because this is his place, and you got to go. Well, I'm disinviting you. I knew she'd be a problem. Now, what was the question you wanted to ask?
Well, I just wanted to know how.
Stop talking for a second.
Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
Because when you say making money on Instagram, there's many ways you can do that. It's not necessarily selling yourself. You could be selling a product. So do you mean Instagram total? Like if she was just selling something like a hair salon and just trying to advertise that, would that be also something you
off limits? Why not just use Shopify or Etsy?
Okay, so you're just saying you just don't like Instagram as an app and it's just against your
any activity that puts our relationship at risk. She can, and I want to make this clear, she can do whatever she wants to do.
Right.
If she wants to go to the club with her friends, she can go to the club with her friends. Absolutely.
Yeah.
If she wants to reactivate her Instagram, Facebook, she can do that. But by doing so, she then forfeits my commitment because I'm simply, and I'm not going to tell her. And here's the thing. I made this clear before. I didn't say, hey, would you like to be my girlfriend? And then, okay, yeah, no problem. And then all of a sudden I switched it up and said, oh, by the way, these are my requirements. I tell my guys all the time, you have to be upfront about what your boundaries, your standards, and your expectations are. If you're not upfront, if you angle for the relationship first, you are forfeiting the right to make boundary standards and expectations. So it's not like I changed up on her.
Yeah, a lot of guys will try to make up the rules as they go.
Yes.
Like they'll take you out on dates, they'll ask you to be their girlfriend, and then they'll be like, I don't like it when you wear that outfit to work. And
Right.
it's kind of like, hey man, you already gave me the commitment. You told me I was already doing everything that you approved of. Why are you changing it at this point?
Right.
So yeah, so that's what he's trying to say is if a man lays out his expectations ahead of time and says, look, I don't really take seriously women who, post sexy pictures on social media. I don't like
I
it when,
understand that.
if my girlfriend comes home from work and puts on sweats and gives me her worst every day, why would I accept that as a normal thing that I want to commit to?
Yeah.
So, guys really use the courtship area as a way for men to really set what they really want in order to give that commitment.
Yeah.
Women, we set up the expectation of, okay, if you want to get busy back there, you've got to meet these certain qualifications. And I think that's the balance that he's trying to talk about. It's not a matter of control. It's not saying like, oh, by the way, if you're going to be my girlfriend, you got to like stop going out with your friends and you got to, no, it's like, hey, while we're dating, in this process, if you're going out with your friends, I get it. You can go ahead and do that, but we're not really going to go much more serious beyond this point.
I completely understand that. I just think the place I'm coming from is I don't understand. I understand if you were selling yourself on Instagram.
Well, that's just it. Instagram it's the biggest and most used dating.
If you can't even see her face, right? And if it's literally
doesn't matter
the product.
Here, I'm just going to answer your question.
To you, it doesn't matter.
No. I'm going to tell you why it matters to me and men like me. Because let's keep it real. The main reason why girls are on Instagram is to get attention. Am I wrong? A lot of girls listen, and
most girls.
Okay.
I'm not talking from the perspective of girls wanting to touch you. I'm talking from the perspective of selling a product.
Now
these are two different things.
Now we're going into relationship mindset, okay? Because if there is a will, there is a way.
Yeah.
If your business relies on Instagram for advertising or for whatever, hire an agency to handle your Instagram account for your business.
Yeah.
And you never log into it. You never deal with it. That way he knows that this is not something you're handling. This is being outsourced. If it's that important to your business. Now, I've been doing internet marketing for over 20 years. Never once have I relied on Instagram to generate business. There are 1,000 ways to generate business online, and just posting to your Instagram isn't going to bring in enough money. You're going to need advertising. You're going to need search engine marketing. You're going to need Google My Business. You're going to need multiple outlets in order to advertise your products.
If that's true and Instagram isn't the best way to promote a business, then I completely see your assumptions.
I'll tell you what, Instagram is a very good way to promote. Like if you're a sex worker, if you have an OnlyFans page, Instagram, absolutely. It's a great way. But the bottom line is that Instagram, it's the biggest dating app in the world. Yes, it does.
I guess the real question is whether or not you're willing to date someone who is selling themselves on
No,
Instagram.
never. I will never, ever date a woman who has ever sold herself. I would never. You know what? I would never commit to. Would I date or fuck these broads? Yeah, I've dated strippers in this city. Yeah, I've dated cocktail waitresses. Yeah, I've never dated an OnlyFans girl that I know of. But if you have ever sold yourself to men, whether it's sexual pictures or otherwise, me personally, I'm not going to commit to you, because if more people know what your girlfriend looks like naked than people she actually knows personally, that's not going to work for me.
And you have the right to feel that way. I just don't think everyone feels that way.
I think most men feel that way. They're just afraid to. They're just afraid to admit it.
Oh, I think it's the opposite.
You think men want their women to be on Instagram?
I think men have been brainwashed to think that it's okay. I think that men have been brainwashed to think that that's what they should be looking for.
What do you think is okay?
Like what I think personally.
Yeah.
I think Instagram is useless. I think it's actually like, I don't know how to explain this, but I think it's dumbing down our society.
Okay.
I think it's making everyone selfish and narcissistic.
Okay.
I don't think it's good,
Okay.
but I do think that men want that Instagram girl. So the more you imitate the girls on Instagram, the more guys look at you in real life. And I know this.
But men want that girl, but for what?
I mean,
For sex.
sex,
There you
right.
go.
But
That's
it's
it.
also because, you know, if you get an Instagram baddie on your arm, then all of a sudden, then you're that guy that has that girl on your arm. It's
But
for
that's where it
attention.
ends.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm the guy that has the Instagram baddie on my hands. What's happening to what's happening to Logan Paul right now? He is the butt of every joke because his fiance Nina Agdal has been ran. Dude, she's been fucked by rappers, athletes, celebrities, blah 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 blah. She did a video. Hold on. So, well, I feel bad for him because she is going to turn his life upside down. Oh, yes. Go ahead. I'm sorry. What were you saying? Yes. What do we want him for?
What?
You said, what do men want an Instagram baddie for?
Well, the women who are selling sex get the most attention. That's of course, so that's going to make you feel successful. It's going to make you feel validated. It's going to make you feel wanted, desired, and valued. But the truth is that how many, if you have 1 million guys liking your pictures, but maybe 10% of them might take you seriously for a relationship, but those 10% of those guys aren't going to be the kind of guys that you want, because you're going to be like,
I mean,
kind of grossed
anyone
out
that's
by
trying
it.
to get a relationship through Instagram, I don't think that's going to work, to be honest. That sounds really weird to me because when guys DM me, I ignore it because I find it very strange that you're DMing someone that you've never met before, trying to make a connection.
Well,
it's like recruiters on LinkedIn.
Well, I don't. Well, hold on. I don't think that's strange at all. To me, it's the same as walking up to a girl on the street you've never met before.
Disagree.
Fine. What's the difference between sliding into someone's DMs and me approaching a girl at a bar?
Because you don't know who that person is.
I don't know who the person is at the bar either.
You can read energy in real life. You can't read energy online.
I don't. But what's the point? Like, you're telling me
I'm
that.
Sorry, but it's creepy and it's weird.
So sliding into someone's DMs is creepy to you?
Yes.
What do you think? Do you think that's creepy? Sliding into somebody's DMs. Yeah, when a guy slides into your DMs, do you think that's creepy?
Never met you before?
Well, if it's my husband, I don't
Well, if it's your husband, obviously you're not going to curb that guy. A man you've never met.
You have no mutual friends. He's just some random dude that's like, hey, I like your pictures and I, really want to take you out on a date.
That's creepy.
That's creepy.
Okay, right. And so if you would agree that that's creepy, why, in good conscience, would I ever commit to a woman who is on Instagram to be subjected to all these creepy guys out here?
Listen, I respect your perspective on that.
So why do you have Instagram?
Me personally?
You're an attractive girl. You clearly get DMs. Why do you have Instagram?
Because I like to atmosphere model, and in order to get gigs, you need to have an Instagram profile. With
What's
following.
what's atmosphere modeling? Oh, like in the background and stuff.
Yeah, you basically
okay, got it.
paid to go to clubs and hang out.
Okay,
and it's a very easy way to make good money.
Okay,
so I use my Instagram.
So it's a portfolio
for me. Yeah, for me, it works to make money. And honestly, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't use Instagram before. Before I started doing that, I wasn't even active on Instagram.
So it's helped your business.
It has.
Okay, very good. What is your husband's? Because you've been married for 8 years. What is your husband's views on social? Because you're on social media, you advertise your belly dancing courses and your bar and all that good stuff. What does he think?
Well, he doesn't mind it. The question comes down to if I go too provocative, let's say, then I know what the consequences are going to be. He's not going to commit to me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Divorce papers will be on the way, and I'll have to be single and find somebody else. And good luck at my age finding somebody else.
Where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Russia.
Okay, all right. And what kind of things do Russian men respond to? Like, what attracts them? Well, hold on. The non-oligarch, non-vodka drinking Russians who just, who I'm talking about, Igor and Alexei. We're not talking about those guys. No, we're talking about maybe a Sergey, good boy Sergey.
Men are men everywhere.
Okay.
It depends on what they do, what their status is, but usually they are looking for loyalty, for committed wife, because in Russia, women outnumber men, and by large, especially thanks to the current situation.
Of course. Yeah.
So the competition for men, for high-value men, is huge.
Yeah.
And women would do anything. They would do anything to get attention, to just be around this man. So yeah, it's very different from here, and Russian women are just more compliant in general.
Can I
but-
ask a question?
Yeah.
I don't know how the workforce works in Russia. Do women work as much as men do out there?
Yes, they do, but the problem is that the specialties that they choose to take is not going to be the STEM specialties.
Okay.
Women go for what's easy and more flexible.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Mhm.
And we are too busy killing our men right now. So what's going to come out of it, I don't know. I'm probably the wrong person to answer to this question, but it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
So we will see a lot of desperate women trying to head out to the west from Ukraine and from Russia to beg somebody in the West. And if Western women are too stupid or too stubborn to figure it out,
Mhm.
you have to compete against those women who are coming not just from Russia and Ukraine, but from China, from Thailand, from
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
parts of the world.
Dev, what you got?
It's almost like in the dating shows that you break down.
Mhm.
When there's more women than men, the women act badly.
Yes.
When there's more men than women to choose from, the women are on their best behavior.
Well, actually, no, it's actually the opposite. When the men outnumber the women behave very badly. But when the women outnumber the women behave, they behave much better.
Sorry.
No, I understand what you're saying. And the reason for that is the reason why the women, and when women have unlimited sexual options, they're fucking bitches. Not saying that you guys are, but you guys you saw how she was. She's an attractive woman. She's got a million options. She's a fucking bitch. She didn't know when to shut the fuck up. All she wanted to do is brag about your tits as though she were some enlightened switching. I'm not about that. But the bottom line is the reason why women in Russia tend to be more feminine is because there are a lot more women in Russia than there are men. And the current situation with the war with Ukraine, that's really skewing the ratio even further in favor of the men. Am I wrong? How about that? All right, let me read a couple of super chats here. Let me scroll to the top here. Let's go. Yes. The RBM with the $5 super chat says the mics are on now. Thanks, team, for fixing it in real time. Yeah, we do it live. Ken Rose with the $20 super chat. If I had a Don DeMarco button, I would hit it. I appreciate that very much. Derek the Trader has a question for the panel. His question for the panel: do you think the increase in 304 hoe behavior on social media is because women think that they can become the next Kim Kardashian? What do you think?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, all
I
right.
don't think there's a girl that I know that doesn't want to blow up on social media in some way, shape, or form.
Wow.
And that was inspired by the Kardashians, 100%.
You look like you feel some type of way about the Kardashians.
I respect with the hustle. I respect.
So
the
do I,
hustle.
believe it or not. I respect the hell out of hustle.
Yeah.
I'm not going to date any one of them, but not that I would ever have a chance to.
Come on, like.
They've created an impossible standard. What do you think?
The Kardashians, I think the biggest effect was that it taught women they could monetize their beauty.
Yeah. Well,
No, trick them into believing they can monetize their beauty.
Well, that's not a trick. Women can monetize
A
their
very
beauty.
small percentage. And
But
the
got all
problem
of them
is
acting like
there's
they
girls
can, yeah.
who aren't capable that want to be capable, and too many.
I think you guys are right. So what the Kardashians did is they gave the false hope that women could monetize their beauty without getting naked.
Absolutely.
Actually,
it
what
wasn't
made him
just the
famous was the.
Kardashians. Actresses do it too.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And Kim Kardashian did get famous because of the sex tape, right? After that, she's kept her clothes on and she is blown up completely. What do you think? Do you think that the increase in hoe behavior is because everybody wants to be a Kim Kardashian, or do you think there are other reasons for it?
I think women in general are looking for something easy, and this kind of behavior with social media and what propaganda was saying to women that you can do whatever you want to do, there are no consequences to your choices, you can behave like a promiscuous woman, let's say, right? And you will get everything you want. And there are simps out there who are supporting and encouraging this kind of behavior. Yeah,
But you can get what you want temporarily while
you can, and this is why women get blindsided by it. It's
They
only
do.
a temporary solution, and they enjoy it. They really disregard completely that their sexual market value drops down eventually, and then they are left with nothing.
What do you think, Dev?
I was listening to a song that my niece sent me, and I think it's Caliucci's, right? And in the song, she goes,
Caliucci.
"Why would I be Kim when I could be Kanye?" So now the mindset is, hey, we don't want to just be the pretty girl. We want to be the boss.
Yeah.
With all the
Yeah.
money. I
Right.
don't, to me, it was just like, hey, I'd rather be rich or crazy. Pick one, you know.
I mean, but we can't like just blame women for this. Men are the ones paying for it at the end of the day. They're the ones that's enabling the behavior.
No, I disagree with that. Women objectify themselves. That would
And
be like,
if men didn't pay for it and men didn't want it, wouldn't do it.
so
Women are just.
hold on, let me finish.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So if I'm riding down the road and I got 10 keys of dope in my car and the cop pulls me over, right? He's like, you got 10 keys of dope in your car. Well, officer, if people weren't buying it, then I wouldn't have to sell it. You think he's taking me to jail or not?
I actually agree with that previous statement. If people didn't want to buy it, I wouldn't be selling it.
Right, but women have a choice as to whether to sell it. Just because there's a market for it doesn't mean you have to meet that market need. And when you meet a market need, yeah, you get the benefits, but there is a price at the
I
end.
think we underestimate how much women. We underestimate how much we want men to want us and respect us and be with us, to the point where sometimes we do things that, like, be naked on social media or do stuff like that, because we honestly think that we're gonna get attention from men. That's why we
Well, you
it.
do. It's just like you said, it's temporary attention.
But the thing is that men do it. They pay for it. They're paying for the feet pics and the freaking.
I don't
OnlyFans.
understand the feet pics, man. Do
Dude,
you
they're
understand
doing- I don't, but guess what? I walk outside and I have guys coming like straight up to me saying, "Hey, I really like your feet. Like, do you have an OnlyFans?" Like, I have shit like
What's the
that
problem with
happen
that?
to me.
All you have to do is say no.
It's the men
I'll
because
be like,
So-
no, but I'll take $10.
Here's why. I'll show you my cash app. So do you think it's men's? So do you think men are the ones at fault,
if men
so
were
to speak?
like going around saying ill, like we think that's disgusting. We think girls with OnlyFans are disgusting. We want our girls to be buttoned up. That's exactly what girls would be doing right now.
We've been talking about that for ages, and girls are still doing OnlyFans.
Just because
disagree.
simps will always outnumber.
Because as long
the
as
top
people
10%.
are
Hold on.
paying them, yeah.
Go ahead.
The number of simps that are out there, that these are the guys that women aren't choosing. The guys, the top 10% guys that they want, are all going, we don't want those girls. We don't want those girls. But we're not listening because all the money's coming from
Exactly.
this bottom, 80, 90%.
No, I totally agree. Let's go back to the super chat, or super chats, plural. Sage D, or Siege D, appreciate that. $2 super chat says, "Yay, Elena Babushka." How old are you? You're only 33. You're only 34 years old. How old are babushkas? How old do you have to be considered? Oh, okay. All right. Well, it's like Ukrainian or Russian for grandma. Yeah. You know how in Spain they call them abuela, or abuela.
I get that
She's
a lot.
way too young for that.
I know. I think that's probably the only Russian word.
That's
Maybe.
exactly what he
It's a
means.
term of endearment.
I think he thinks babushka means pretty. So we'll just. I don't think he's trying to call you old, because that would be rather
That
odd.
would be very strange, yeah.
My little babushka. Let's go to the next one here. Oh no, Sage D with another $2 super chat says, "Damn it, Lana, you just had to listen and learn." Yeah, the straw that broke the camel's back was when I asked her a question. She looked right at me. She didn't answer. "Oh, you want me to talk now?" I was like, "Nah, I'm not doing that. I can't stand people like that." Okay, let's go ahead and go to the next video. This one is actually a very, very good one. No, keep going. Go back. We'll do that one here in a little bit. This one right here. Nope, go back.
Oh, easy.
And by the way, we are not trying to win Academy Awards in these skits. The acting is not exactly Academy Award nominee. We just wanted to get the message across. So here we go. We're having sex in this scene. Here's the takeaway.
Remember, guys, if she doesn't uphold her end of the bargain,
Then don't uphold yours.
Ooh, what do you think?
I think couples should try harder than that.
Okay.
Like, why are you guys not helping each other and doing the things that
You mean me
need
helping
from
her
each
take out the
other?
trash?
Yeah.
Well, why didn't she have sex with me?
Exactly. Why did you both not do what you're supposed to do?
Ask her.
I was tired.
Well, guess what? I was tired when you asked me to take out the trash, right?
There you go. That's very fair.
Yeah, it's so funny how people will point to this and be like, relationships aren't tit for tat and all this
Yeah.
stuff. But the underlying message is that when you care about someone, you'll
Mhm.
put their feelings before your own in order to make them happy. It's also like saying, hey, there is a give and take in relationships, but you basically don't skip the easy stuff because
Yeah.
the hard stuff isn't skippable. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Is
All
when
right.
if it's sex, if it's the little things matter. If you don't pay attention to them, they're going to snowball, and then all of a sudden you've got a major disruption in your relationship.
Elena, what do you think about sex as an obligation for women? Do you think women should be, well, nobody should be obligated to do anything, but what do you think about that skit?
Or when women refuse sex.
Yeah, like what do you think about women who withhold sex for no good reason?
Well, they are punishing themselves first.
Okay.
Because
What if the guy's dick
eventually-
game is, what if his dick game is trash? What if he's got like 2.5-inch dick? Asking for a friend.
It was your choice. I agree.
Okay,
Can
all
I be
right.
devil's advocate?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I do know girls who have been through sexual traumas and it does affect them in the bedroom. And I
Okay.
do think that men need to be understanding in that circumstance because sometimes, sometimes they can't just do it on command. Sometimes it
She
affects them certain
Absolutely, you're 100% correct. And this is why I tell men, we can feel sorry for these women, but do not commit to them. Any woman that has gone through a sexual trauma, it sucks and it's sad, but that is not your problem. You cannot fix her, nor should you opt to fix her. She needs therapy, she needs counseling, because trust me, if you decide to try to save her from that sexual trauma, it's going to blow up in your face big time.
Well, don't you think it depends on the degree of the trauma? Because like some things
No.
can be fixed. Not everything is, scarred for life.
No, you're
It's
right,
hard
but
like that.
no, you're absolutely right. But as a man, I'm not trying to fix a woman. I'm not. We tell women all the time, you can't fix him. Don't try to fix him. I tell men the same thing. Look, there are some men that are just fundamentally broken for the same reasons. I mean, men, boys go through that kind of trauma too, and it really fucks them up, especially as kids. And I would not expect a woman, like let's say a woman has a boyfriend who used to be an altar boy and Father Michael did inappropriate things to him. If it were my sister or Olivia, our niece, I'd be like, dude, like feel sorry for the guy. You're not going to be able to fix that, dude. You're just not going to be able to. But if it was our nephew Oliver and it was the same thing, I'd be like, sorry, she's broken.
Yeah, I think we need to get out of that mindset of people being broken because I honestly think that's why relationships aren't lasting because they're not putting in enough effort because they think, oh, this person's broken. I might as well just move on to the next instead of accepting people for their flaws. Maybe they may not be perfect. Maybe there's some things that you have to deal with. And I don't think you should count people out that fast.
Yeah, gentlemen, you need to rule women out like this. This does not make them bad people. It doesn't make them horrible
Completely
people.
disagree.
No, I totally understand. No, I get it. I understand. Go ahead.
That's because I see what you're trying to say. There are a number of people who do the work, do the therapy, get the help, figure it out, get over it, learn how to live with it, that type of thing.
Mhm.
It's a very small percentage of those people. What they go through in order to get to that point, we're talking addiction, a lot of time mental illness,
Yes.
being abusive to other people. There's a lot stacked up that could go wrong if they haven't gotten the work. So
that's
what
why
I'm trying to say is people can be fixed,
Mhm.
but it's not when guys are looking for women to commit to start a family with, to start a life with. If they meet a woman who hasn't dealt with these things and they do say, hey, you know what, I'm going to accept her for how she is and we'll work through it together, be prepared to deal with a life of a lot of the problems that I mentioned because they will rear their ugly heads.
Yeah, I just think that it depends on the person and the situation.
And I agree with you. I think if it's worth it for me personally, if it's worth it for a man to try to be in a relationship with a woman who's broken sexually, it is what it is. Me personally, I would strongly advise against that. I'll give you the last word.
I just don't agree with the term broken because I don't believe it's broken. I just think that it's something you have to overcome. And I think that if more people had a mindset like that, I see a lot more single people because I think we need to lower the bar a little bit.
I have a question for you. Can I
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think about people who have mental illness?
Oh,
Like, do they have the same kind of privilege? Should they be given
listen,
the same?
I don't think people with mental illnesses should date.
Problem. That's a good question.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think people with mental illnesses should date because that's something that can't be fixed. Like if you're schizophrenic or like you know,
you're talking about like brain chemistry issues,
if you have,
schizophrenia,
like a real mental illness.
your hearing voices and all that stuff.
Yeah, like I heard the other day about like a man. I'm not even gonna say it, but basically someone who should not have had a kid, who was mentally disabled, had a kid.
Who is mentally disabled.
And I just don't think that's a good idea.
Nah, that's not fair.
I just think for society as a whole, we shouldn't be letting stuff like that happen.
No, I agree. I mean, woulda, coulda, shoulda.
But there's a difference between like being mentally ill and then going through a trauma. I think you can overcome a trauma. I think it's a lot harder to overcome a mental illness.
Mental illness is almost impossible to overcome without the aid of medication.
Actually, I would consider broken.
What would you call someone who has a mental illness because of trauma? If they're not broken, they are.
Wait, a mental illness because of trauma? So
no. Let's just not call it a mental illness. Because I agree with you. I think there's a difference between like chemical imbalances in the brain.
So are you saying like depression, anxiety? You're talking about these type of things?
Okay.
So like, there's so many people that are struggling with these things like depression, anxiety, sexual trauma. It's such a large percentage that
So what would you call those people? Instead of broken, you call them.
Honestly, at this point, I'd call it normal. It's hard for me to meet someone who hasn't been through something.
So again, I stick by what I say. Ladies.
He was looking for the word damaged, right?
I am now. Yeah. And listen, we're all damaged. We all have baggage to some degree.
Yeah.
Now, again, here's the thing. We're all the same. We all operate the same way fundamentally, but on a surface level, you might meet someone who is more willing to deal with broken women. Maybe the guy maybe he works part-time at a women's shelter and he understands how to do. Hey, even still, I wouldn't advise it, but hey, if what she brings to your life makes it worth dealing with that, knock yourself out. But she's got to bring a hell of a lot to justify me not getting sex at the end of the night because of some sexual trauma. Does that make sense?
I actually agree with that.
Okay.
I think that if you give what you take, right? Like if I'm not giving you, you shouldn't be giving to me. If I'm taking, I'm just taking. Why would you keep giving?
Right. So if my girl's not fucking me at the end of the night because she's tired, guess what? When it comes time to take out the trash, I'm tired.
Yeah, I think that that's something that you guys need to agree on. Like, hey, like this
Oh,
needs
we've
to be
already
a
agreed on it,
conversation.
yeah.
Well, yeah, like,
Yeah, of course.
It needs to be a conversation. Like, hey, if you do have a sexual trauma, maybe there's going to be nights where I can't fuck you. Is that okay?
Okay.
And that needs to be something that's discussed because.
And at that point, he should be like, okay, I can, or okay, I can't. But if he says yes, now he's in it.
Then he can't
Now
complain.
he's in it.
Then yeah, that's on you.
Yeah, don't complain, just leave. Because sometimes you buy. Well, see, seriously, some men and women might think that I can help or fix this person, and they bite off more than they can chew because not everybody is informed that way.
Also, I don't think sex should be the base of the relationship. I think that we need to start learning to value other things other than
not gonna happen. I would not be married to her if she didn't have sex with me every time I wanted to.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying it shouldn't be people's number one priority.
Well, it's men's number one priority. See, men, we don't
disagree with that
because
I think that's part of the problem. I think that we put too much emphasis on sex and not enough on other things we can do for each
sweetheart,
other.
I think what you need to understand is that men, we don't want sex. We need it. We need sex. And the first thing we notice about a woman is the way she looks. Do I want to fuck her? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, then maybe I'll pursue a little bit further. Maybe I get to know her. But if I'm not sexually attracted to her, number one, number two, if she's not letting me have sex with her, then there is no relationship.
I never said that. I think you're correct. I'm just saying that sex should not be number one. The first thing that's like what your relationship is based on.
I actually wanted to ask you a question. What do you think should be number one?
honestly just like how well you guys get along as friends and how you guys like how compatible you guys are as people, because I think that this generation is way too focused on how sexually attracted we are to each other, and we don't pay any attention to what really matters, which is how compatible you are and like
Let me
how
ask
well
you a
get
question.
together.
Would you date a hot dumb guy with no personality, or would you date a dude with a great personality but he weighs 400 pounds?
I've dated 400 pounds.
I'm not asking what you've done.
I would do that in a heartbeat. Date a guy that's overweight with a great personality, and I have done it.
Someone who looks like. What do you count yourself? What do you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10? Because you're obviously attractive.
As far as attractiveness,
Yeah.
I consider myself like a 6 because I live in Vegas, so I'm around very beautiful women.
Yeah.
I'm very aware of where I fall on that line, and my job is like what I do for work is largely based on looks. And so,
would it be fair to say that you're attractive than most girls?
I'd say like no, because I've met too many girls that are way more attractive than me on a daily basis.
So I guess it makes sense as to why she would date a fat nigga then, right?
What's wrong with dating fat people? I really don't understand the problem with that.
No.
I think this is the problem. Like everyone's so superficial and no one really cares about like people's souls anymore.
Yeah, I don't care about your soul.
And I think that's a problem, a huge problem. And I think that's why relationships are falling apart, honestly.
Well, her and I have been together how long?
I mean, you may say that, but
Almost
8 years. Yeah, almost 8 years. Yeah, and I've made sex a pretty important part of our lives. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, you're a man.
Yes, right. What do you think?
Part of the gig.
It's part of the gig.
But is it number one in your relationship? Like the number one thing that connects you guys?
If he's not getting it for long enough, then yes.
Oh, that's very interesting.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm tired one night or I'm not feeling well or whatever, he's an understanding human being. He treats me like a person. He knows, okay, one time I'll be understanding.
Yeah.
But let's go 3 weeks in a row or whatever, however long. And I'm just basically ignoring that need of his. To him, he's hearing, I don't love you anymore and I don't care about how you feel. Yeah. That's what a man hears when we say no.
I understand that perspective.
How many times have you turned me down for sex?
I don't think I ever have.
No, you have not. In 8 years.
Okay.
In 8 years. And that's the difference. This is the difference between, and I'm not trying to because trust me,
but there's got to be more than just physical connection between you
absolutely.
guys.
What are some of the things we like about each other? Number one, I like the fact that you said we're compatible, and being compatible, and we're not friends, but we get along very well and we're very friendly towards one another, but we don't cross that boundary into thinking that we're friends, because when you are, this is funny, a lot of girls like to say, well, we got to be friends first before we can have sex, right? And then they find themselves losing attraction to the guy because he's treating you like a friend. This is why we call it the friend zone. We have so many women who say, well, he's got to be my best friend, yet you've got all these people friend zone. So just because we're not friends does not mean that we're not friendly. We get along with each other. We watch races. We do fun stuff together, just like on the thumbnail, hot air balloon, helicopter rides, all that stuff.
You guys don't call each other friends, but you're each other's best friends.
No, we're not. No, no.
I mean, you may not like the
friends.
terminology, but that's what you guys are. That's why
she is not my friend.
Well,
she's not.
Similar to what you were saying about how relationships today are failing because they're more based on more superficial things.
And that I agree with to a degree. Yeah.
He's a really funny person. Loves animals, treats them like, loves babies. He's just like you when you get to know someone.
We're gonna cut this in the editing.
But you get to know all of their dimensions, not just the one you see in the morning.
Exactly, and that's all I'm saying is it cannot be solely number one. You guys there's so much, you can clearly tell there's so much more.
There is, but without sex, there is no relationship. Otherwise, we are just what?
Friends.
There it is. Let's go back to the super chats here quickly, because I want to dig into Elena's relationship, because you are a fascinating human being. King Life says, would you be able to get over your boyfriend or husband having an OnlyFans where he does switch hitting adult movies on it and he's the girl in the scenes? Would you be able to get over that?
What kind of question is that? That is a no. 100% a no. And anyone that says yes to that is on some weird.
What about you, Elena? You find out their husband did some boy-on-boy OnlyFans. What's up?
He wouldn't do that. I know him.
I don't know this world. This is crazy. I would never.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. What about you, Dev? What if you found out that I had done some...
I'd run and get an STD test.
There you go.
Immediately.
And then make my exit moves.
There you go.
Yeah.
Add it,
no.
baby.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, absolutely. If you find out that I did something like that, you got to get out of here. Yes. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hashtag Abba. Oops. Did I say that out loud? Yeah, I tell her all the time that if I were to get fatter, lose my motivation, my drive, she's got to get out of here because I'm not giving her what she needs. By the same token, if she stops giving me what I need, then I got to go. Let's go to Siege D with the $5 super chat. Says, hey, Donovan, is there a risk in informing your girl what your boundaries and likes are? She could be faking the genuine desire. That is a very, very good question. The way it tends to work, Siege D.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Can I go?
Yeah. What you got?
Okay. All right. Wait, where is it? Okay.
Yeah, Siege D right
There
there.
is never a risk in telling her what your boundaries and likes are. The risk is, okay, so she could be faking it. How long can she fake it for?
There you go.
And if she is faking it and she fakes it for 6 months, guess what? It's a personality trait at that
becomes a
point.
habit.
So, yeah.
I feel bad for any girl that can fake in a long-term relationship like that.
I feel
That's
bad for the
sad.
guy. Oh my God.
Why would
Yeah,
you want to?
at
Why
that
would you
point-
enter a relationship in the first place if you have to fake it? Why even?
Right.
Because maybe they
exactly.
really like the guy, but at that point, you got to become
but
what you
the
need.
cracks will show.
Yeah.
It'll start to fall apart before you know it.
That's
like-
just a bad idea. Just don't
is-
fake it.
It is a bad idea. And I'll also tell you this. The more options men tend to have, the more honest we tend to be about our upfront expectations. When we started seeing each other, I was seeing 2 other girls. So I didn't mind telling her, yep, I'm seeing 2 other girls. And if you want to be with me, these are my requirements
Yeah.
at that point.
I think my biggest fear of dating is when guys tell me they're into weird things because
Like feet.
feet's one of them, but
What's the weirdest thing a guy has ever told you he was into?
lately
Oh my God.
it's been multiple men have been doing this. They've been asking me if I'm into like butt play and sticking my fingers in their ass. And-
You mean butt play the other way?
yeah, and I'm trying to figure out where this is coming from because why is it that all of a sudden when I'm trying to like
So there's a channel called Abba and Preach. You might want to check them out.
I'm trying to figure this out, guys.
He doesn't like me very much, but Abba talked about the joys. How can I put this? The joys of being milked from behind. Prostate milking.
Yeah, no, but there's too many guys that are into this, and I've been dating for a while, and I've had a lot of guys ask me if I'm into this,
And you tell them,
I tell them no. Well, I'll tell them no in the nicest way possible.
okay.
I had to ghost the last one because he just didn't know why I ghosted him, and I didn't want to tell him it was because he said the butt play thing.
Because you want me to because you want me to stick my finger in your
yeah,
butt.
because like he felt so safe telling me that I didn't want to like be
Yeah,
like
you have a very
bitch.
calming presence.
Yeah.
Let
so
me ask you
I
let me
just-
ask you this. How many times have you actually participated in the butt play?
I don't do butts. You can't go in my butt. I'm not going in yours.
Okay, fair enough. Yes, very good. Siege D with another $5 super chat says, thank you for staying and listening, yellow dress ladies talking to you. This is valuable information that can help you. Of course, Elena's already wonderful. Malaya?
Oh my God.
What is that? Here, put the mic up to her. What is Malaya mean?
Milaya.
Oh, Milaya.
It's like a sweetheart in Russian.
That's better than babushka though, right?
I prefer babushka.
Oh my God. So you prefer being called babushka. Ay.
Well, Milaya can be,
So she prefers babushka. You prefer not to stick your fingers in men's butts.
Period.
You sure?
Absolutely.
Asking that with a straight face is so much fun. Okay. Either or. Devil wants you to grab a paddle too. This is we're going to have a little bit of fun here, and then we'll watch the next skit. Grab a dry erase marker. So Guy A, he's got a college degree and an Android phone. This is all you know about him. He has a college degree and an Android phone.
Okay.
Let's just all things equal. They're both equally attractive. They're both over 6 feet. Guy A has a college degree, has an Android phone. Guy 2 does not have a college degree, but he has an iPhone. Are you going to date Guy A or Guy B? Don't let anybody see your answers. Just write A or B. Okay.
Can you repeat the second one?
Yes. He does not have a college degree and he has an iPhone. So the first one has a college degree and an Android. The second guy, Guy B, does not have a college degree and he has an iPhone. Devin, what did you pick? You picked A. Why did you pick A?
I picked A because you can buy him an iPhone. You can't buy him a college degree.
She might not be talking about me. When we first met, I had a Windows phone.
Aw.
Yeah, she's like,
Well, I had an Android, so.
yeah, that's true. Okay, Elena.
A.
Okay, and why did you pick A?
Well, for the same reasons as Devon picked, and college degree means that he has the potential to make
There
more
you
money.
go. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, I picked A.
Okay.
I actually have an Android, so I don't know what's wrong with that.
Oh, have you ever talked to girls who have a problem with men who have Android phones? Because that's
Yeah,
why this question
All
is
my
there.
friends hate me for having an Android, and they want me
Why?
to get an iPhone, and I don't know why, because I love my Android, and I think it's better than the iPhone.
Open source, third party stuff. Yeah.
I mean,
right.
you could do more on it,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't really understand, but I would choose A.
What do you think what do you think it is with with all these girls requiring? But because you've heard this before, if I see
Sheep
green
mentality.
The green text bubble.
It's sheep mentality.
The green,
Yeah,
the
right.
green text bubble, the text bubble it's against my aesthetic.
there you go. That's it.
Right?
It's against
I've
their
heard
aesthetic.
that. I've had people threaten to kick me out of group chats because I'm not assimilating.
Wait.
correctly or
Hold
something.
on. You've had friends kick you out of the friend group because you didn't have an iPhone?
100%.
Oh my god.
Because they
that
said
is
it made it
unbelievable.
difficult because it wasn't seamless for them.
You
I'm
type
not
the text
sure.
and you send the text, right? It all seems pretty
I'm not sure, but apparently I wasn't seamless enough to be in this group, and they let me know. So,
wow.
and I'm not getting an iPhone just to be in a group. So,
And if girls are this savage with girls, imagine how they are with guys, right? All right, scenario number 2.
Okay.
Guy number 1, he's 6'5", he's rich, but he's sterile. Okay? Doesn't want kids. Guy number 2, also 6'5", also rich, but he wants kids, does not want to get married. So guy A, 6'5", rich, but he can't have kids. He's sterile. Guy number 2 is 6'5", also rich. He wants kids, but he does not want to get married. Which one are you dating? Guy A or guy B? Who you got, Dev? Boy, that doesn't look like A or B.
No.
What did you put?
Yeah, either.
No, hold on. Write it down and show it. A or B, Dev. Come on now.
That's a hard one.
Yes, it is.
All right.
And you are going to date guy A.
I picked A.
Yep.
I'm too old to have kids.
Yep. There you go.
So I'll just keep it easy. But honestly, both would have been a good option.
Sure.
They are
Elaine?
they are close enough. I would probably date either of them.
Okay, but if, gun to your head.
Well, I'm not in a hurry to have kids, so I would probably stick to A.
Okay,
too.
let's see it. We got to see it for the effect. Yes, she picked A. Spoiler
I
alert.
picked 2 or B.
Okay, you picked 2 or B. Oh, yeah, yes. Okay, so you wanted, and okay, so why did you pick the guy who wants kids but doesn't want to get married over the guy who's rich but sterile?
Because I want kids.
Okay.
So that's a deal breaker for me.
That makes sense. So you can't have kids. You're waiting to have kids, and you want kids.
I want kids.
Oh, there we go. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. If you want kids, and why date a
Yeah.
guy with a vasectomy, right?
It makes no sense to me.
No, I totally agree. Okay, let's cue up the next skit here. Go over to the left once. Perfect. All right, let's do it. I know. By the way, guys. Where to?
Cheaters?
Wait, the bar?
Yeah.
Okay.
What? You don't want me to go have fun?
Well, yeah, but I don't want you going to a bar named Cheaters.
You're being insecure. We're just going to have a few drinks.
Yeah, well, if you go, we're finished.
Fine. Hey, Kim and the girls want to go out tonight.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay. Have fun.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I was thinking they could come over here for wine and girl talk if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that works. I'll even order you guys a couple of charcuterie boards.
That's a great idea. Thank you. I'll let the girls in.
There's nothing wrong with your woman wanting to spend time with her girlfriends.
But you can have fun with your girlfriends without putting your relationship at risk.
Any woman who wants to go to bars or clubs while still in a relationship,
Are women looking to cheat? Period.
304s want girls' nights out.
But quality women want girls' nights in.
Hey, see what we did there. All right, Dev. So other than the Oscar-worthy performance
You
from
love
the
it?
both of
Yeah, I
us.
love it.
Yeah, love it. So what are your thoughts on that video? Because we noticed that when you told me, hey, Kim and the girls want to go out tonight, I was like, all right, what goes through your head at that very moment?
Honestly, I know better than to ask or even tell you that stuff. I'll tell you like after the porn, or I'll come to you and say, "Hey, girls want to come over. Is that cool?" You know, like I'm not even gonna go, "Oh, they're going to a girls' night out." You know, like I'm not
Sure.
even gonna lead with that because I know
Sure.
where that's gonna go.
Right.
So,
And why do you know where that's going to go?
The only reason I feel the only reason our relationship has been successful is because I am constantly looking for solutions on how to make it work.
Yeah.
And
She is,
if I
man.
know that that's a deal breaker for you, but I also what I want, I care about too, then I'm going to find a way to meet it in the middle.
There you go.
And compromise, meeting people in the middle, finding a way that to make everybody happy. That is a true talent and trait of a good woman.
Absolutely.
And honestly.
So you killed 2 birds with 1 stone. You maintained your relationship with your man, and you were able to spend time with your girlfriends.
Exactly.
Right. What do you think, Elena?
I don't have a lot of girlfriends to begin with.
Oh, isn't that interesting? Neither do you, Dev. Why don't you have a lot of girlfriends?
It's competition.
Wow, really?
Well, remember, I'm from Russia.
Yeah. Of course. So when you're with your man around your, so do other girls hit on your guy?
A couple of times, and I
Wow.
noticed it. I brought it up to him because he was not paying attention, or maybe he was, but he told me that. Oh, it's
Look,
okay.
the word of the wise, ladies, we know when girls are flirting with us. We
Exactly.
act like we don't know, but we know. Please continue. What are you talking about? She shook her tits at me one time and asked for my number. No big deal, right? It is what it is. What do you think?
Personally, I'm not sure.
Your perfectly manicured eyebrows say otherwise.
What does that mean?
Your eyebrows are perfect.
Well, like what does that mean? Thank you.
I just wanted to make a comment about your eyebrows. Yeah.
I know.
What do you got? What do you
I'm
got?
jealous over here. I was thinking like, okay, so say you don't want to do a girls' night in, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Go to a pottery class. Go to
Sure.
painting and
Yeah.
wine
This is
and
the
painting
thing, is
you
that
know?
I've only been in one relationship, and in that relationship I was in, that was not an issue. If
Okay.
I wanted to go out, I was allowed to go out. If he wanted to go out, he was allowed to go out, and we trusted each other. So I just personally don't understand that perspective, because I just feel like if you trust each other, you should be able to just have the freedom to do what you want to do.
Okay. What do you think? What do you say about that? So we should be able to trust each other. What is your response to that, Dev?
That's a very young response. I think you live long enough, you see some stuff,
Yeah.
and I'm sure we've all had a friend who did stuff she shouldn't have been doing while we were hanging out, or like, what happened to Jane? Oh, well, she
was fucking Billy. Right.
So it's going to happen. So if you're in a relationship and you care about the relationship, and you basically you want to be proactive in avoiding situations where I've gotten to the point where I don't just avoid situations where there could be cheating. I avoid situations where he thinks there could be cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And to me, what he thinks about the situation is more important than the actual reality of the situation.
Yeah.
Because if it's raising his red flags, he might be aware of dangers that I'm otherwise not aware of or not taking into consideration. So as a point of respect, I have to go ahead and say, take a step back, look through his eyes. Now, he doesn't have to explain anything to me, but it doesn't stop me from thinking about it, understanding what about the situation is raising his hackles, like is making him bristle. And then I'll say, okay, that's it. That's not going to work. So let's find something that does. Or if it's really that unimportant, just drop it. Like losing a good relationship isn't worth.
I mean, I'm just hoping that when I do find a man, he could just understand that I would never do anything to hurt the relationship.
Well, how does he know?
I also need the freedom to do what I want. And I think that's really important to me.
Yeah. Trust to me is never given. It is absolutely earned. And I think what women especially need to understand, and one thing that she understands very, very clearly, just because she earned my trust for 24 hours doesn't mean that I trust her indefinitely. Oh, no. The clock restarts at 12 o'clock midnight. That doesn't mean I'm looking for reasons to quiz her or whatever the case may be. But when it comes to putting our relationship at risk with certain traits and characteristics and habits of women that I don't commit to, again, it's her choice. Does she choose to abide by this or not? Okay. On one hand, I'm not going to choose to go to girls' nights out, but in return, I'm going to get X, Y, and Z. Just like you said, it is all give and take. What do you think about trust in a relationship? Because she raised a very interesting point. I would trust my man to not do anything, and he should trust me that I'm not going to do anything.
Trust must be earned. It must be earned. There is no way around it. And if you expose yourself, you go to risky places such as nightclub, it's going to be in the mind of your boyfriend. It should be in the mind of your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Why are you going there? Who is going to surround you there? And if he's not around you, you shouldn't be comfortable going by yourself or with your girlfriends without your husband or without your boyfriend.
And the reason why we care is because we actually give a shit. I've dated girls before. Hey, I'm going to the club. Cool. Knock yourself out. I don't have to deal with you for the night. If he doesn't care what you're doing when you're not with him, he's only fucking you.
Yes.
Like he is not, and he's not going to.
I disagree with that. Because
what happened with your last boyfriend? The one that you both trusted each other implicitly.
like, what do you mean? Like,
How did the relationship end?
I broke up with him?
Why?
Because he was just really lazy, and I needed more.
Okay.
But to this day, he still wants to be with me. I mean, he's texted me. It's like 3 years.
Why not block him?
If I had another man, I probably would, but I don't see a reason to block him right now. I mean, we're just.
But he's
friends.
not your man or your friend.
I mean, I could block him. It wouldn't bother me to. I just never thought about it. If I'm being real.
Okay.
But
all right.
yeah, but basically, I remember how in love we were and how much we trusted each other. And when he went out with his friends, I never once thought like, oh, this man is gonna cheat on me. And he never once thought that about me. And I honestly really am thankful for that. Like, I see a lot of these relationships. I see, the arguments people get over, oh, she went out with this person and they did this, they did that. And I think it's uncalled for. I think you just need to let people do what they want and have the freedom to do what they want.
What part of that do you disagree with? Have the freedom to do what they want.
I think if you're mature enough, it shouldn't be.
If you're mature enough, you shouldn't have a problem with your girlfriend or wife going to the club.
I think two aspects. I mean, the more rope you give someone, the more they're going to take. Like, you give somebody an inch, they're going to take a mile. It's not going to seem.
Well, not her.
It's not going to seem like inappropriate until it gets inappropriate. You see what I'm like? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I guess it also depends on what you mean by inappropriate. Like, what would be inappropriate to in a club setting?
Are you kidding me with that?
No, I'm being serious. Like, because like if I'm just sitting there with because when I go to clubs, I'm usually just sitting there at a booth with my friends. I don't even know why I go anymore because that's all people do is they just sit there on their phones. But I'm not twerking. I'm not partying. So what is it about being there that's so like, terrible?
Devin?
It's
not terrible, by the way.
You're basically in a meat market and you're the meat.
Okay.
So by being there, you're advertising yourself as being available.
What if it's like an all girls party and you have no intention of even being around guys and you're just going to be with you and your girlfriend?
No intention of being around guys. Do you think nightclubs would exist without men?
No, I mean like in your section, like hanging out with
No, you're right. But nightclubs
okay.
exist because of the women and the men that pay for it. How much?
When's the last time? Okay. I agree with that.
Right.
I'll stick with the same analogy. So you're going out with your friends, group of girls. So now you are a group of, well, let's just call you're a bin of meat, and now you're all together. So it's almost like there's more of you. It's a discount.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at that point, it's even more of a target. Oh, these girls are out having fun together, because let's just say the more girls that are hanging out together, the more wild they're going to get, because they're constantly trying to one up each other. Like there's maybe one mother hen and she's probably overweight, trying to keep everybody.
She's always overweight. Yeah, you know who she is.
Know where everybody is and who's where and who did what. But at that point, you're still at a meat market, and if you're not really having fun, if everyone's just sitting there on your phones, then it's kind of like putting your relationship at risk for really no reason. Find something else to do. Go bowling. Go do something together. But don't put yourself in a situation where men are paying to come in to have the chance to talk to you.
Yeah.
You are the product when you go to these places. So it's really important to understand that your boyfriend doesn't want other men shopping for you.
Yeah, but they can only shop for you if you put yourself out there for them.
Which is exactly the club.
If you're like, if I'm just going to hang out with my girlfriends and we're making it a girls' night and we're not even thinking about men, like I don't always go out to impress men or to be around men.
No,
Sometimes I
right.
go just to go.
But when the right one walks up to you that you didn't see coming, all of a sudden your relationship's at risk. Do you see what I'm saying?
If your relationship is good, then there is no other. You don't even look at other men that way. Like when you're in a good
here we go.
relationship. No, seriously.
No,
other men become
I'm gonna hold on. Let me.
unattractive to
No.
you.
Let me. That's the honeymoon phase. That's honeymoon phase. This woman sees men she's attracted to all the time.
Mhm.
Okay, that doesn't make her evil or nefarious. It makes her a woman. The difference between a woman who loves you and a woman who doesn't is not being attracted to other people. Whether you're in a committed relationship with a woman or not, that's not going to stop her from being sexually attracted to other men. Just like it's not going to stop me from being sexually attracted to other women. But a woman who really loves a man will not put herself in position to be sold on the meat market. Why don't you go to bars or clubs? Other than the fact that I wouldn't commit to you if you didn't. Why is it not a good idea for women in committed relationships, in your opinion, to go to bars or clubs?
I mean, me personally,
Yeah.
or just in general?
No, you personally. Why don't you do it?
Well, I'm so old they wouldn't let me in, and 2, I don't drink, so I'd be boring.
Okay,
and
let's just
3,
assume.
Yeah.
All right, let's assume let's assume we're in a relationship. You're 27. You're old enough to drink. Blah blah blah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you go still?
Why?
If you're in a relationship with me.
Because I have no interest in meeting other men.
But what if you're just going to have fun with your girls,
going
right?
out fun with my girls, go out to like dance with my girls, like there was a time and place for that. But if I'm in a relationship, that's not where I belong. I'd rather go out to dinner with my friends.
There you go.
Yeah. There's alternatives, is what I'm trying to say, and there are more healthy alternatives out there. It's not just it's a lot of people just are getting stuck on bars, clubs, particular places that are notoriously known for hookup culture,
cheating.
Basically.
Listen, American modern women, I'm not saying that you guys do this. Hold on. Relentlessly defend their right or privilege to put their relationship at risk while they're in relationships. The reason why women go to the club is to be seen. Maybe that's not what you do, but the vast majority of women, I'm sure that you can agree, go to the club for male attention. Otherwise, why go in the first place? If a woman loves you, she would not put herself in position to cheat on you. That's just how it goes. Go ahead.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. Let's go back to the super chats here, and then we'll look at another. Let's see. There's the. Okay, very good. There we go. Siege D with another $5 super chat says, also shout out to Mr. Producer Glenn Lawrence. Says keeping Red One Studio active while Rollo Entertainer on a business trip. Pause. Yeah, they did Fresh and Fit last night with Pixie and the fake lawyer.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Dr. B84, yeah, with the $5 super chat says, trust her. I trust her to be a woman and follow what her friends are doing, especially if they're single. So that brings us to the next. Yeah, Elena, you're nodding your head. Why do you nod your head with that?
Well, because for a married woman, it's very important who surrounds her.
That's the one right there, Glenn. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
If she surrounds herself with the feminist friends who are out to the clubs, who are single, they're going to have bad influence on her. And it's just a matter of time whether she can establish a healthy boundary, but she can only do so if she's with a strong masculine man who sets boundaries and expectations on her. She can't do it with a guy who is simping for her. And who is pedestalizing her. Does it make sense? So a woman can establish healthy boundaries even with her feminist friends. It's not to say that she has to isolate herself, but she has to prioritize what's more important for her feminist friends who are single mommies out there, or the relationship with her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll give you the last word.
Personally, I'm not friends with anyone in a relationship. All my friends are single, and I have noticed that as they do pair off with men, our relationships do become more distant.
Right.
So,
what do you think about that? Because girls tend to give each other a hard time when they're in seemingly good relationships.
I'm so happy for them.
Okay.
I mean, I'm so happy for them. It sucks not to have.
Why do
them,
girls hate on other girls in relationships? Because that's
jealousy.
They kicked you out of the friend group because they're jealous of your green bubbles. But why would they? Why do they kick girls? I mean, because you said it, and it makes sense. All of your friends are single, and I think that's important because if you're a married woman or a woman in a relationship, having single friends isn't terrible, but they could influence you in ways that are different than, people in good, strong relationships might be able to influence you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. All right. Let's play that skit. This one here is called The Coffee Date. This one's going to be really funny. We have a lot of fun making these.
He has a lot of fun making.
Yes, she does not like being on camera at all. She hates it. There it is. Oops. That's all right. We do it live, ladies and gentlemen. We do it live. There we go.
Yeah, man, can I talk to you for a second? All right. What do you think about guys like?
You like that?
Like girls on these coffee dates for like the first date?
Oh, no. That's unacceptable.
Why?
Because I'm worth more than a $4 latte.
There you go, girl.
So, what's the proper first date for you then?
I don't know, like take me to a nice restaurant like a normal man.
Well, what if he doesn't think you're worth the dinner date yet?
Why do you think that I'm not worth the dinner date?
I don't know, maybe he's been on a booty call a few times?
I'm not like that.
Well, how does he know?
So this is the equivalent of a woman.
What kind of car you look for today?
Oh yeah, I'm looking for a car with good gas mileage.
Ah, you come to the right place. Ven aquí, ven aquí.
Oh my
Esta
God.
gallina aquí, que 245 miles to the gallon.
245 miles to the gallon?
I love your facial expression.
45 miles to the gallon.
Oh, okay.
It got all the bell and whistle, hermosa.
Does it come with a warranty?
Sí. 20 years to 500,000 miles, whichever comes.
500,000 miles?
No, my mistake. The 6 months, 50,000 miles.
Okay. Can I give it a test drive?
No. We don't do test drive. Company policy, no test drive.
Well, how do I know if the car works?
I tell you what, let me turn on for you. Yeah?
Just keep watching. Look at your face.
Hold on, don't leave.
I'm actually wearing the same shirt. Keep watching.
You see? You don't like it.
If she was your friend.
Would you advise her to buy that car? And the same reason that you would advise her not to buy the car,
Same reason we advise men to take women on low investment first dates.
like a coffee date,
We're going for a walk,
or going for a walk after coffee,
or feeding the ducks,
go on a hike or a nature walk,
or take her to a museum.
anything but an expensive dinner date.
You see, ladies, so many of you have taken advantage of men by using them to get food.
That men with experience and options are using low investment first dates as a test drive.
Back in the day, most young women were worth taking out to a nice dinner on the first date
Why?
because they were raised to be quality women.
They were fit, they were feminine, they were friendly, and they were sexually chaste.
They were also taught by their mothers how to cook, clean, and keep a home.
And most importantly, how to keep a husband and be a good mother.
So if a young man were interested in a young lady,
He was more than happy to take her to a nice restaurant on the first date
why?
because he knew that she had the potential to be a great wife and mother to his children.
There are a lot of women out here who have.
Oh, that's a beautiful machine.
But under the hood is the engine of a 1973 Pinto with over 450,000 miles on it.
Hey, but that would still be under Miguel's warranty
Right? So the reason Miguel would want to take the car for a test drive.
because he knew there was something wrong with the car.
Modern women are exactly like used car salesmen who do not allow potential customers to take their cars on a test drive.
They know that even though they look good on the outside,
Their insides have a ton of mileage.
and even more.
Oh, wow.
Just like Miguel knows about his crappy inventory,
Miguel wanted Devin to buy the car first.
and then discover the issues down the road.
And this is the very reason why you should steer clear of any woman who has a problem with low investment first dates.
They know they're not quality women,
So they demand their gifts and dinner dates up front.
while making you think you'll be rewarded for your effort.
When in reality, they know they'll never take you seriously.
Or
Which is why they don't want you finding this out.
until after you spend $300 on a dinner date.
She knows that as soon as you discern that she is not worthy of your time, attention, and resources,
You won't invest in her any longer.
advising a man to take a woman on a dinner date for the first date,
It's like advising someone to buy a car without a test drive.
don't let these bitches take you for a ride, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share. Thank you for watching.
I say, ven aquí. All right, Dev. Let me start with you. Then we'll go to Shay. Then we'll go to then we'll go to Elena. So what were your thoughts making that video? Had you ever thought of the coffee date that way?
No, not really. I don't have a lot of dating experience.
Of course. Well, okay. Let's not get too crazy.
Modern dating.
Okay. Well, that see, the thing with us is I don't pull any punches with her. I don't let her lie on the air, off the air, whatever. So she'll try to snowflake and act like no. And I love her to death, but trust me, she knows what's up.
No, man, I'd rather get ice cream than go to a restaurant any day.
Why do you think women these days? Because there's like this move, #no coffee dates. Why do you think that is?
I mean, I guess like women got to sort through all these DMs that they're getting, and they figure if they're going to take the time to get up, get dressed up, get their nails done, get ready, then they deserve dinner.
Would it be fair to say that these women who get dressed up for these guys, pardon me, they don't realize that the men who actually don't do low investment dates are doing so because they're not really vetting the woman, which means they're probably not the man they want anyway.
No, and I also think that women think that if it's a low investment date, it's less likely to actually happen.
Right.
Like, so it's, I don't know. I think if women are flaky as it is.
Sure.
So if you're going to go, just accept the date and flake if you don't want to take it. But, like, I don't understand why women would just exclude a man because he wants to get to know you before he spends money on you. It's just stupid.
Right. And the reason
unless you have 800 men waiting in your DMs and you just
when you start up the car and open up the hood, it starts to smoke.
Right.
That's why we compared them to used car salesmen. Shay, what are your thoughts on the skit? Don't comment on the acting, please.
There is nothing wrong with coffee on a first date, and there's nothing wrong with spending as much money as you want to spend on a first date.
Okay.
I've had it both ways.
Okay.
I'm more focused on the intention of the date because a lot of guys will use money to try to impress you just so they can get in your pants. And I think that that's more what I look at.
What's wrong with that?
If I'm looking for a relationship, why would I want you to wine and dine me just so you can try to fuck me later?
Good answer. But on the other hand, what you also have to understand is, it's funny how it's frowned upon when we use our resources to when we leverage our resources for a woman's sexuality. But when women leverage their sexuality for resources, nobody bats an eyebrow. When guys use their resources to somehow get over on girls the same way girls get over on guys, they get documentaries made out of them. But when a girl takes a guy on a foodie call that she's not interested in, unbeknownst to the man, she's called smart. Yep, she's called smart. That's how it is. What are your thoughts on the skit and the coffee date?
I actually would like to quote you because we watched the video. With
okay. Oh yeah, it was yesterday. Right.
Yeah. You said that just because you go on a date with a man and he pays for the dinner, you don't have to sleep with him.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And just because a man invites you to dinner and you have sex with him, he doesn't have to share his resources with you.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the most difficult things with dating right now. I hate the expectation of having to have sex with someone at the end of a date, and it's so prevalent that it's at the point where if I say no, they think it's because I don't like them.
Yeah, and I hate the expectation of girls wanting relationships when I've been fucking them for 3 months, and then when I say no, then it's a problem. Listen, men and women, look, it's like I think what most women fail to understand is that there is another side to this dating thing.
I understand that, but honestly, how are you going to sit there and tell a woman that they're being hoes, but then at the same time you want sex after the first date? That's a contradiction.
No, it's not. She doesn't have to have sex with me. I'm a man. I'm going to try to get it.
No, that's what I'm saying. But you're saying, oh, well, I don't want a relationship after 3 months. But it's like,
how do you know that that's not my way of vetting her? You know how women vet men, right? And it's funny, women, you guys don't need to ask us questions. When you decide to take interest in a man, there is an understood agreement in your mind. Okay, this guy dresses well. He smells good. Okay, obviously this guy is going somewhere. Because men, we're very, very bad at faking success. We really are. Women, on the other hand, are very good at faking the good girl attitude, so to speak. And that's why certain women vet the way they do and certain men vet the way they do.
I understand what you're saying because it made no sense to me when I first met him either. It was like, okay, if a guy likes you enough to take you out on a date and you really like him, don't sleep with him.
Clearly, that's how,
right? But if you want him to stay interested, you have
Right.
to find other ways of letting him know that you still really like him without sleeping with him.
Exactly.
Hence,
I mean, men are so
text
sensitive these
messages or
days.
paying attention to little
You give them one
things.
little rejection, they think you hate them. It's weird.
Yeah, that's would be a
I
red
think we're-
flag. If a guy can't handle,
Like,
you know the difference between rejection.
I just
and
think it's
saying no.
expected. Like, I can't remember the last time I went on a date and a guy didn't automatically expect me to go sleep with him after, and was shocked when I was like, no. And then it's like, oh, you don't like me? It's like, actually, I did, but if you want sex on the first date, then what's the point? Because you're not the right guy for me, you know?
No, I totally get it. The reason I try to fuck girls on the first date is so that I can decide, here's how this works. A male version of a slut, a male version of a female hoe, is a guy who wants to make a woman his girlfriend after 2 dates, okay? A female version of a male slut is a woman who sleeps with a man after 2 hours. Does that make sense? Okay? When a guy wants to make a woman his girlfriend after 2 weeks, it says to her, he must not value his time or commitment that much because he's offering me this very early. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to take advantage of this guy. I'm going to continue to get free dinners and all that good stuff until a man that I'm really interested in comes along. On the other hand, if I try to fuck a girl on the first date and she lets me, I'm thinking, okay, not going to commit to this girl because I know I'm not the first guy that she's done this with. I think I'll sleep with her for 2 or 3 months, have some fun with her. And when a woman comes along that does not allow me to sleep with her on the first date and then continues to give me that plan A girlfriend treatment, then I'll cut bait and go to the next girl. That's how that works. What are your thoughts on that?
No, that's exactly what I was saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree 100%.
Elena?
I agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, 3 for 3. Very good. All right, let's go to the. Oh, is he still in the? Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, let's go to the. Oh, he's already in there. He's already on it. Glenn, you've got like levels of telepathy. Dude, I swear to God. All right, let's go to that last one was really funny. Let's go to the one. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Oh boy, we don't want his business all out in the street here, though. There we go. Yep, this is it. This is it. Wow.
Never said it was easy.
I can't text my ex or go to the club.
Sure you can. You just automatically forfeit my commitment if you do.
I can't travel alone or go out with my girlfriends.
Sure you can. I'm not your father. I'm not going to tell you what you can or cannot do.
I can't even go to concerts.
Sweetheart, you can do whatever it is you want to do.
If you trusted me, you would let me do these things.
Because if we don't have trust, we don't have anything, right?
Yes, exactly.
Well, I agree.
You do?
Of course, because trust is earned, not given.
But we've been together for 5 years. I mean, how much longer until you can trust me?
24 hours.
So in 24 hours, you'll trust me, right?
No. You earn my trust 24 hours at a time.
What does that mean?
It means you need to earn my trust every single day.
But doesn't it carry over?
Does our electricity stay on forever and ever if we pay the bill for just 1 month?
No.
Exactly. And in order to keep our electricity on, we have to pay every month.
But what's that got to do with trust?
Simple. Trust is earned every day. You don't get my trust forever just because you didn't do anything to break it for a whole day.
Honestly, do you think the average guy would require this from a woman?
Of course not. But do you want to be with an average guy?
No, I don't.
Okay then. But if you change your mind, just let me know. I am more than happy to let you pursue another relationship if you think you can do better.
Understand this, ladies.
If you think you deserve an above average guy,
Then you need to be an above average woman.
who puts in an above average effort?
You 304s out here want a top tier guy without any effort.
And I got news for y'all. It don't work that way.
Top tier men are not going to tolerate you putting your relationship at risk.
And most top tier men won't even tell you.
They just ghost you after they're tired of sleeping with you.
OMG, you should at least tell her what you acquire so she knows.
That's what you say. But as soon as a man tries to establish his boundaries,
OMG, you're being toxic, controlling, and possessive.
it's the truth, ladies.
The men you want don't want you.
At least not yet.
But if you want to attract a high caliber man,
You need to put in a high caliber effort.
and if he lets you know what his requirements are up front,
And you fail to meet those requirements.
then he's going to fail to see you as a potential significant other.
Again, ladies, You don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
Nobody's suggesting that.
But you can't complain the men you want aren't committing to you.
If you are unwilling to meet their requirements.
Now, do different men have different surface level requirements?
Of course.
But all men with options have the same fundamental requirement for commitment.
And that requirement is to not put yourself in situations that could potentially put your relationship at risk.
And by now, you know exactly what these situations are.
Otherwise, you wouldn't fight to defend your right to engage in these activities.
But still keep his commitment.
So if he's not worth earning his trust every single day,
Then leave.
but don't complain about not getting something that you are unwilling to work for.
Because you don't deserve unless you earn it.
Yeah. I totally put her up to that.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, Elena, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the video?
Well, I agree with you guys.
Okay.
This is something I've been telling to women. And if you want a resourceful man,
Mm-hmm.
what are you willing to offer to him?
Mhm.
Because the women, they're not your friends. They are competing for the same high value men that you
Holy
want.
moly, yeah, she knows, man.
Mhm.
And if you don't offer better than any other girl, and trust me, you're competing against every other model out there, especially if he's high value and he makes a
Yeah.
lot of money and he has status, you'd better offer something that those women don't.
Yeah.
Let me ask Dev something. I have a lot of requirements for you, right?
Right.
Not an easy person to be with. Why do you do it? What do you get in return for meeting all of my requirements all the time without fail? It's freaking amazing. But like, why do you do it? Other than clearly you do it out of love, but what are
Right.
some of the ancillary reasons?
I mean, love, safety, security.
Mhm.
Um,
I'm a maniac.
you make me laugh a lot.
Do I really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. You make me happy. That's why.
Okay. Very good. What are your thoughts on the skit?
I'm not a competitive person, and I really hate the idea of competing with other women for high value men.
Yeah.
You guys can have them. I will take an average man, and we will be happy together in our
Okay.
average life, because I'm not doing that. I'm not competing.
You're not competing.
I'm
All
not
right.
doing it.
Okay, let's go to the super chats here, and then we'll go to the next. We've got 2 more skits to react to here. You hear Mark Mean, a member for 12 months, says, wow, 12 months. Thanks, Don. You changed my life. I appreciate that. I like to hear that kind of stuff. Siege D with the $2 super chat says, green flag if she doesn't like being on camera. I think he's talking about you. Yeah, Devin does not like being on camera. Siege D with the $2 super chat says, drinking coffee now. I've got a midnight shift. Very good. Siege D with another $2 super chat says, love Elena because she watches and supports RP content. Hey, we got a yay. We got a yay out of Elena. Okay, let's watch the next skit. So this next one is called drive-thru boyfriends. Keep going. Oh, wait a minute. We're good. Oh, that's a good one, but no, keep going. 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 That's it. So this one is called drive-thru boyfriends. This is what life is like in the life of the average rank and file modern woman. This is actually quite good. Age 22. Here we go.
Welcome to McFleet's. Can I take your order?
Yes. What comes with the meaningless sex combo?
You get a large meaningless sex, small judgment, small consequences, and a small chance of commitment. Shatter Tyrone.
He's killing me.
You want everything on it?
Yes. Judgment and consequences don't really matter to me.
Would you like to supersize it with self-respect and rationalization for only $1?
Nah. I'll do the way it is.
Okay, so I have a meaningless sex combo, everything on it. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Oh, it gets much worse.
If you're thinking it's slight anxiety, please pull the next window.
Oh, wow. That's a lot less than I expected.
Wait till the outtakes. The outtakes are hilarious. I love them.
Welcome to McFleet's. Can I take your order?
Yes. What comes with the friends with benefits combo?
It comes with large amounts of sex, a small chance of commitment, medium judgment, and medium consequences.
Okay. I guess I'll take that.
Would you like it in Shatter Tyrone?
One of each, please.
Okay, and would you like to supersize it with self-respect and rationalization for only $3?
Whoa. $3. It was only $1 a few years ago.
Well, the older you get, the harder it is to
maintain your self-respect and rationalize your behavior. Would you like to?
What the fuck?
Okay, so I have 2 friends with benefits combos, 1 Chad, 1 Tyrone. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, your total is dignity, anxiety, and STD and a pregnancy scare. Please pull up to the next window. You ordered 2 combos, ma'am. The cost is going to be higher. Please pull to the next window. Welcome to Burger Smash. Can I take your order?
Yeah. What do you offer? I'm looking for something a little different.
We have one-night stands, friends with benefits combos, and side piece meals.
Okay.
What would you like to order?
Okay, I'll take 3 one-night stands and a side piece combo.
Okay, Chad and Tyrone for the one-night stands.
Let's go 2 Chads, 1 Tyrone.
Okay, and for your side piece combo?
Tyrone, please.
Okay, so I have 2 Chad one-night stands, a Tyrone one-night stand, and a Tyrone side piece meal. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay, your total is a little anxiety and a small loss of self-esteem.
Wow, that's cheap.
That's why we've been in business since first wave feminism. Please pull up to the next window.
He's never seen these. This is great.
Welcome to McFlinks. Can I take your order?
Uh-oh.
Yes, what comes with a potential husband combo?
The large salary, large house, 2 medium cars, medium backyard, and a small chance of marriage.
Ooh, that sounds great.
Okay, would you like it in Chad or Tyrone?
Chad, please.
Would you like to supersize it with a large chance of marriage, a supersized salary, a supersized house, a large backyard, and 2 large cars?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I have a Chad version of potential husband combo, supersized salary, supersized house, a large backyard, 2 large cars, and a large chance of marriage. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, your total is at least 5 years of sexual restraint, real self-esteem, the ability and willingness to cook and clean, femininity, and submissiveness. Please pull to the next window.
Whoa, I can afford that.
Would you like your usual combo, ma'am?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Welcome to Burger Smash. Can I take your order?
I'm a little lonely right now. What do you recommend?
Well, we have a buy 2 one-night stands and get 1 free.
Nah, I need something a little more fulfilling.
Okay, well, we have a special on our Chad versions of the friends with benefits. Buy 1, get a Tyrone one-night stand free.
Okay, that sounds a little better.
Okay, so I have a Chad version of a friends with the benefits with a free Tyrone one-night stand. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay, please pull to the next window for your total.
Oh, here we go.
Excuse me, ma'am. Are you lost?
Oh, no, I'm here for a husband.
Do you have a reservation?
No.
We don't give out tables to those without reservations.
Can I go now?
With all due respect, miss, I don't think you can afford to dye hair.
How do you know?
You have a tattoo on your hand. You smell like an ashtray. And your 3 children are running about all over the furniture.
That doesn't mean I can't.
We do not serve your husband's steakhouse.
That is so unfair.
How cute of you to think that you deserve a table for simply turning up.
Why can't I get a table?
Because we both know you can't afford it. Perhaps you can try McFlinks a few blocks over and told their menu was a little more suitable for persons like yourself.
These were fun. I like doing these.
Not me.
McFlinks, can I take your
Oh,
order?
boy.
Hi. Do you guys have a husband combo?
Try the High Value Husband Steakhouse down the road.
I don't like their food.
Man, everybody likes their food.
Well, I'm different.
Of course you are. What would you like to order?
Yeah, give me the usual.
Friends with benefits combo?
Yeah.
We're all out of Chads, but we have plenty of Tyrones.
Alright, I'll take it.
Okay, please pull to the next window. Welcome to McFlinks. Can I take your order?
Usual.
Okay, so a friends with benefits Tyrone style?
Yeah.
Okay, your total is dignity and self-respect.
Shit. I don't have any more of those left.
Maybe try Burger Smash down the street, man. Welcome to Burger Smash. Can I take your order?
Other than the one-night stand, what do you have on the menu for a budget of no self-respect, dignity, and high anxiety?
Nothing.
Not even a friends with benefits combo? Or even a side piece deal?
Nope. Both outside your budget.
Well, where am I supposed to go? I'm really lonely.
You could try the pet shop.
Oh, here are the outtakes.
No, say that last line again. Don't put your hand on the steering wheel. I don't have a problem. Well,
It actually looked like she was putting.
you like that? You like that? Burger smash. We put the meat between those buds.
Other than the one night stand, do you have on the menu a budget? What do you have on the menu?
I think you're hot.
Such an idiot.
You put the meat between those buds.
All right, Dev. So very, very interesting, very interesting skit. I am a man of many voice talents. What do you think? What did you glean from that particular? Actually, let me ask you first. What do you think? What was the message we were trying?
I see the message that as a woman ages, she gets less valuable. The only reason I disagree with it is because I've seen the contrary, or I guess the opposite argument. All the women in my lives, they didn't even meet the love of their lives until after they had kids and been through marriages, and then all of a sudden they found the love of their lives, and now they're just now figuring it out. So I really don't subscribe to the idea that as you age, you get less valuable, because there's always going to be someone out there for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to subscribe to it, but it's the truth. What do you think? Do you think women lose sexual market value as they age? I think we can all agree to that.
Yes, absolutely. Women lose sexual market value as they age, as you've said before, because they've been run through, especially if they don't preserve themselves, if they don't commit to the guy, and they buy into the feminist propaganda, what other women are doing. And there are a few successful stories out there, and we use social media. Women today, they portray everything on online, right, so that other women can see, like yourself, right, the younger women. And this is a very dangerous trap, especially for younger women. I see very bad influence what older women are doing to younger women. Instead of telling them, look, learn from our lessons, we are single now, we can't afford, right,
right
guy out there, the man that we would want to marry. Okay, they have to settle down with the guy that they have earned,
right?
Yeah.
By
you know what? I'll tell you about this. This is interesting. And I will never understand this. Older men, we see ourselves. Did I just say we see ourselves as an older man? Oh my God. Okay. Wow. That was a reality check. We see ourselves in younger men. Older women, we see ourselves in younger men. Older women see themselves as younger women. And so older men, we tend to try to help men. Older women seem intent on leading you astray. Why do you think that is? Because you're young, you're attractive. What do the older women in your life say to you about dating and relationships, if anything?
Listen, I pretty much only was raised by females, and they don't, it's not like they try to give me advice. I just kind of watch what they've been going through life, right? And I think every woman in my life has gone through a divorce, has gone through kids and all that. But there's always I've even had them say, oh, my life is over, I'll never find a man, all this stuff. And then all of a sudden, when they least expect it, the perfect man comes along, and they end up getting married and have the time of their lives. So,
and this has happened with a lot of your friends, right?
I mean, my ex-stepmother, my biological mother, my aunt that raised me, they're all women that all went through divorces, all had kids, and all found the love of their lives. Even my own mother, she didn't find the love of her life until she was in her late 40s. I was already a whole teenager, and she met the love of her life, who had a daughter, and they got together, and now they're happy. So,
would it be fair to say that these women who had gone through divorce and met the love of their life, would it be fair to say that the men they met are not as valuable as the men that they could have commanded respect in their 20s?
For my mom in particular, the man she has now is way more valuable than what she was with before.
Okay, so it sounds like we're talking about an exception to the rule.
Well, but also there's my stepmother who she ended up marrying a multimillionaire after having 2 kids already that were fully grown.
Okay.
So and he had no kids. So
would you advise, so just given what your experiences are, if a 22-year-old, let's say a 22-year-old girl says, hey, you've told me that you know, the women in your life, they met the love of their lives after they had gone through children and a divorce. What would you recommend? Because I want to meet the love of my life too, and it's not happening here in my 20s. Would you advise that I go through divorce and kids?
All I would advise is not to let someone make you think that because you're aging, that means you're less valuable, because I just think that's incorrect. We all have value.
Who determines women's value in this? Who determines men's value in this world?
Who determines men's value? Whoever wants to be with that man.
Well, I think
that wants to be with that man.
Sure. I think it's men and women. Who determines women's value on the dating market? It's not women.
I think your value is determined by the people that want to be around you.
But it's also determined by the men. And listen, congratulations to the women in your life. They overcame near impossible odds. That is, yeah, no. That is, but I want you to understand that's the exception to the rule. That is not the norm. What you got?
I think what she's trying to say is that as the women that she knows in her life got older, they chose more wisely.
There you go.
That is true as well, because they all made really dumb decisions as they were younger,
right?
And then learned from those mistakes, and it was able to help them in their relationships going forward.
Now, when you
say they married or had children with the guys they were most attractive to, that they thought they wanted the most, but those aren't the men that they needed. Now that they're older and they can self-reflect, understand how relationships work, and understand that their first choice wasn't a wise one, then they can turn around and say, okay, it's not what I want, it's about what I need. Right. And that mindset alone allows you to choose more carefully and choose more wisely.
Let me ask you this. Would you advise a 27-year-old who says, hey man, all the women in my life have been through divorce and they've had kids. One person married a multimillionaire, one person married a high value guy, would be, and I'm not saying that you're saying that that's what you should do. I just want people to understand, like, congratulations, man. Like, those people, they got very, very lucky. That doesn't happen in general. Would you agree or disagree?
Well, I don't believe in the concept of soulmates.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
So, you know, I think that you can find the right person for you at any age. It's just a matter of, you know, as you get older, you can't be as selective. Now, when we say what the women that are wanted by men, a lot of the younger women want the tall guys who make a lot of money with a lot of potential, want to have children, are, you know, perfect out of the box fathers, ready to go, like don't need any work. They're the finished product. Once you try to jump on that train, and you know, those are the guys that the young 22-year-old, whatever, you know, chase type, feminine type women, those guys are going to pick from that pool of people first. Oh yeah. Not the 40-year-old women who have 3 kids.
Right.
I do agree. You do need to lower your standards a little bit, but that doesn't mean you're completely, like you made in the video, it makes it seem like they're just like desperate, like there's just no hope. There's always hope, because you know there's men that go through shit too. There's
men that go hold on.
Wait,
I'll let you finish. There's men that go through stuff too, but hardship, and believe it or not, trauma looks better on a man than a woman.
Disagree.
You can't undo the body count.
Did you say body or booty?
Body
count.
No, you can't undo the body count, but I mean, how do you know someone's body count? How do you know they're not lying to you? So
you pay attention.
I just think that the body count thing is irrelevant, because I can sit there and tell someone my body count. No, I'm being serious. I can sit there with you and tell you my body count, but you're going to believe what you're going to believe. So what's the point?
Let me ask you this. Let's do another scenario. Guy A or guy B? Would you rather date guy A, who's only been in one relationship for 10 years, assuming he hasn't cheated, or guy B, who hasn't been in a relationship, but he smashed 50 broads? Which man would you rather date? The guy who's been in a relationship for 10 years with one woman, or guy B, who has clearly more sexual experience than guy A? Dev.
B.
Okay. Why?
B. I think that there is nothing more unattractive than a man with less sexual experience than a woman.
Why?
Why?
You can't explain it. It's just how it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh boy. Wow. Look at the disgust. Elena.
I picked B also, but I want to add something here that if a guy is less experienced, with women, and he preserves himself for the right woman out there,
Mhm.
He needs to realize that the majority of women are going to be feminists who will have a big body count.
Right.
And the risk of them cheating on this man go up with
Okay.
every sexual partner that they have.
Yeah.
Would you rather date guy A or guy B?
Guy A.
She picked guy A. Why is that?
Because once you get into the habit of being promiscuous, it becomes part of your personality. I would prefer someone who would rather be in a committed relationship and not have a high body count.
Okay. Is body count the same for men and women?
I personally don't think it matters. I don't think it should be something that we should be considering at all.
Why not?
Because people can lie. I mean,
What's your body count?
I'm not gonna tell
Right.
people.
And the reason why you're not going to tell people is because it matters. It matters. When girls talk about their body count, it's always more than what they say. When guys talk about their body count, hold on. When guys talk about their body count, it's always less than what we say. Go ahead.
But that's my point, is no one's going to be honest with you about their body count. So why even make it a point of conversation? That to me just seems like...
That's a very good question. Gentlemen, you never, ever, ever ask a girl what her body count is. The number one reason, she is going to lie to you every time. So how do I find out what her body count is? You will never find out what her body count is, but you must pay attention. There is a big difference in the way a girl with 5 bodies move compared to a girl with 55 bodies moves. There is a difference in the way the girl with 55 bodies moves. It's different from the way with 255 bodies.
You don't know my body count, but just like all three of you, like, what would you guys think it is by the way I move?
I have no idea. I haven't observed you enough.
Then that just negates your point.
No, it doesn't, because I'm not trying to fuck or date you. So what does it matter?
I'm saying that if you could really tell someone's body count by looking at them.
I did not say you could tell somebody's body
You
count
just said by
no.
the way
I did not say
someone
that. Pay attention. You pay attention to her mannerisms. You pay attention what her habits, traits, characteristics are. If everywhere you go, she's hugging up on some dude, she seems to know everybody, that doesn't mean she has a high body count, but the chances that she has a higher body count, they tend to go up. If she knows bouncers, if she knows DJs, if she knows club promoters, not saying she's a hoe, but there's a much higher probability of her being a hoe than a girl who doesn't engage in those things.
I mean, we had Lana, was that her name?
Yeah.
Here, I mean, and just if I'm a man and I'm looking at both of you, and I have to pick one of you just based on what I observe and what I hear, I'm picking you.
Why?
The woman was incredibly disrespectful.
She was obnoxious.
She's tattoos.
Yeah.
I mean, she might be funny in comedy. That's her world. You have to be outspoken and loud in that world, but you also have to tone it down and read the room as well. And so, but being outgoing, boisterous, these types of things, this is an attention-seeking behavior,
And it's attractive to men for short term, but not long term.
Right. So yeah, that's. I forgot what else I was going to say.
That's okay.
Sorry.
What do you think, Elena, on the body count discussion? Does it matter what a girl's body count is, or compared?
Yeah.
Mike.
Now she might have more bodies than the other girl,
But we would never know.
But she would be an incognito hoe.
There you go.
And a guy would rather have an incognito hoe than a boisterous slut.
Good
And
girl.
so then body count does matter. It's just what people perceive of you that matters.
It's not really. Yeah, it's what I perceive. If a girl, you're never going to know what a girl's body count is, but women who act like that tend to have a higher body count. Dude, we'll butt fuck that girl till the cows come home, but we're not taking her to mom. You understand? Someone like you, I would be more likely to take you home to mom than her. Her, I'm going to keep a secret. You, depending upon how things go, we'll see how things go. And then if I want to introduce you to mom, later on down the road. But you understand, like, let's all be genuine here. I'm not saying that Lana's a bad person. I'm not saying that at all. But the reason I kicked her out is because she just didn't have any respect. She commented on your boobs, so she threw out the lesbian thing so that she could have an automatic disqualifier. And any woman who is outwardly flirtatious with other women, I mean, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It is my contention that most women in America have hooked up with more women than most men. You think that's accurate or not? And when I say hooked up with, you know what?
Unfortunately, it is accurate. That is very accurate. And it's gotten weird because now it's to the point where girls think that if you don't act like a lesbian, then that's like weird.
What?
It's true.
Is that true?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, but I'm around girls all the time, and it's their
Wait. They shame you for not acting like you're a switch hitter?
I mean, like if you're like in a group of girls and the girl wants to come up and make out with you and like impress dudes, and you're like, oh no, don't do that, then you're the fucking weirdo because you don't want to participate in whatever that is. It's just gotten to the point where I just don't even want to be involved anymore.
You want to know why girls make out with girls in front of guys?
Attention.
And they're angling for what?
Promiscuity.
I like the promiscuity. Say it again.
Threesome.
And threesomes are what? Short term. Listen, man, if I see two girls making out in a club, yeah, I'm rooting them on too. I'm not taking her seriously. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll have fun for a little while, but I'm not looking for anything permanent here.
Yeah. But I think the point is that does body count matter?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, perceiving someone's body count is different than knowing their body count.
That makes perfect sense. And I agree with what you said. Let's just say, for example, you had a body count of 250, right? Just for the sake of argument. And just like she said, she had a body count of 20. Well, most men would rather be with someone who looks and acts like you, because we would rather have an undercover hoe than a girl who's trying to pretend to be a good girl but is an overcover hoe. Is there overcover?
Yeah.
Overly. There we go.
Why don't we just call her a hoe? That's what she's acting like.
Well, there are different kinds of hoes. Not all hoes are. I don't know. Let's go to the super chat.
That's just like your regular baseline hoe.
Regular baseline. Yeah, regular baseline. There's your. Did you say incognito?
Like a subtype.
Oh my God. This chick really just said incognito. Wow. Let's go to the Idaho. Yeah, that was funny. Let's go to the super. Oh my God. That was funny. Glenn Lawrence with the $2 super chat says, what's her body count? Asking for a friend. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Siege D with a $5 super chat says, is establishing boundaries also a form of dread game? Specifically, boundaries that most average guys wouldn't and couldn't enforce. What dread game is loosely defined as withdrawing your time, attention, energy, and resources from a woman who isn't acting right. The only time dread game is effective is if you know the girl likes you. If you know beyond the shadow of a doubt, you're the only guy she's seeing. That's the only way dread game will work. Because if it's you and two other dudes, dread game's not going to work. You want to know why? She's going to go off and fuck those two other bitches. That's the first element. The second element, got to be about your shit. You can't be some bum-ass nigga at home, eating Cheetos, playing video games, talking about, I'm going to dread my girl. For what? What is she missing out playing video games with you? So yeah, dread game is effective only if A, the girl is really into you, and B, you have your shit together. Do we have any disagreements? No.
Yeah, and it's got to be for a purpose.
Yes, not just for the hell of it.
I can do.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Let's go to the next super chat. Oh, Glenn, $2 super chat. He says, I will guess her body count is under 7. How's his aim?
I'm not saying shit.
She's not saying shit.
She's very smart.
She's very, very smart. Very, very smart. There it is. All right, let's go to the next skit here. Pull them up. I've got the one in mind. No, keep going. To the left. These are so much fun. Keep going.
That's the last one.
All right, keep going to the right then. I'm looking for one specifically. That's the one. Go back. Oops. Yep. Play that one with me laying back. There it is. We're good. You're all right. No problem. We do it live. All right. Just watch. She never talks to me like this. So this is what that looks like to men.
Yes, I have.
So you know we can't just give you the role, right?
Why not?
Because you need to show us that you can play the role.
But I've been an extra for 2 years.
a lead role.
You can't just trust that I'll be this production's greatest phantom ever?
Of course not. We need to see that you can do it.
Well, that's silly.
Why is that silly?
You should just take my word for it that I'll be a really good phantom.
I'm sorry, Michael.
Mark.
Mark, I'm sorry. We are not going to give you a role that you have not earned. I'm not giving you white benefits on a girlfriend's salary.
Ladies, this is nonsense.
Just because you've had sex with them for a little while
And have managed to hide your red flags the whole time.
doesn't mean you deserve a ring.
Men with options are not going to give you something for nothing,
And sex doesn't count.
especially if you've given the cheeks to countless men.
Ladies, if you want the ring,
Then you need to audition for the role,
the reason theaters require you to audition.
is to make sure you can play the role
And if you haven't shown that you can be a wife,
and do it consistently.
the men you want aren't giving you any jewelry.
Wait, we do give them jewelry.
You
Oh, necklace.
Ah, the pearl necklace. All right. What did you glean from that particular skit? What was the message?
The message was, if you're not gonna put in the work and do the wifely duties, I'm not gonna give you a ring.
And so it makes sense at first when a girl says, all right, I'm not going to give you wife benefits on a girlfriend's salary. What does that mean to you?
If you're not making a commitment to me, why should I make a commitment to you?
Because there are more of you than there are of me. And that is the general message. Gentlemen, what you have to...
There's only one of me. I'm sorry. There's only one of every... I mean, and seriously, like, you might be able to find another girl, but it's not going to match that girl. Everyone's different.
Yeah, but nobody's special. What you guys have to understand, and there's nothing special about me, okay? There are I'm gonna tell you what, dude. There are probably a million guys out there that have more money, better looking, blah 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 blah.
Why is that the mentality you want to have? Oh, well,
because I'm
there's
a man.
just more of you.
Because
like,
because that's the law of supply and demand. The law of supply and demand states that the more there is of something, the less valuable it is.
Listen,
the less available something is, the more valuable it is. That's just how it goes. Go ahead.
Yeah, if a man ever said anything like that to me, I would automatically be unattracted to them, because why are we even turning this into that? Why can't it just be, I like you, I want to be with you, and it's fun to take care of you? And why can't I be like, it's fun to take care of you as well? Why does it have to be like, oh, if you don't do this for me, there's 2 more girls that are just like you?
Because it's true.
And that's just not how you should approach a relationship.
Well, this is how I approach relationships. Listen, I love my wife, I really do. But men with options, we live in a different I'm not even a man with options anymore. But when I used to date around, like, we live in a different America. And what women specifically have to understand is that there are so many more women than the men they actually want. That way, and this is why women reject men for the most bullshit reasons. He doesn't put a period at the end of his text. He capitalizes every letter. Like, stupid stuff. Now, that can be kind of annoying, but I think what a lot of modern women fail to realize is that there aren't many men that they want. You can't just pick a guy off the high value tree. Even if you don't want a high value man, you're still competing with other women for men, because there are simply more women than men. Now, does this create a power vacuum or a power imbalance? I don't know. Could have fooled me, because right now it looks like girls are winning on the dating market. Am I wrong? Girls have more girls have more options than the average guy, and that's where the disconnect is.
I think girls are losing in the dating market.
Why?
Because the type of men we're getting are not like good men,
Okay.
and the good men are like, I don't know. It just seems like there's less good men than there are bad, and it
Okay.
seems like we're all kind of like going through the same thing, like going through the same problems, and I don't think.
Yeah, men and women go through different issues, but it's in the same environment.
Yeah,
I would say.
like,
yeah.
But I think women are missing out, because I don't think we're getting the level of respect we used to get from men.
Why?
I don't, because men just aren't respecting us the same.
Why?
They're not treating us the same. They're not, it's harder to get a date out of a man. A lot of men do want like situations.
You're literally describing. No, you're right. You're literally describing like I understand your grievances are valid, and I'm not trying to say but men have it worse, but they do indeed have it worse.
Oh, why?
Okay, if somebody said we will give $10 million contest, go out here in Las Vegas, see how many guys and girls you can fuck. Whoever sleeps with the most people wins. Who do you think is going to win, me or you?
The girl would win for sure.
Of course. And why is that?
But there's a difference between
No, but why is that?
Well, because it's very easy just to go up to a man and ask for sex.
Well, there you go.
but that sex and dating are two different things. It's so hard to get a relationship out of a man.
And that's just it. Men, we just want sex out of women. They're not getting it. Women want relationships out of men, and they're not getting it.
That's
so you're
why I
going
think
through
it's
this. You're going through the
worse for
same
women,
things.
though.
Yeah, you're going through the same things, just different environment. Very good point. Go ahead, Deb. Oh, did I say what you were going to say? Okay, we're going to go do one more. We're going to do one more skit, and I'm going to ask you one last question. It's the one with the date where Devin and I. I'll tell you which one it is. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. This one's a little more tame. Here we are. So Devin and I decided to just film one of our dates, and I decided to film the dates, and the response we got was just unbelievable. But here we go.
For Donovan Sharpe. How do you pronounce your name, by the way?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Underneath that, it says, never let her walk in front of you.
Thank you. Ready to work. Okay, so she is going to do for appetizer. She's going to go with a Woodrow corn aged cheddar and spiced bacon.
God, that sounds so good right now.
Doesn't it?
For dinner, she's going to go with the field green salad and the Woodrow made lobster.
This is when you're kicking me under the table, like, wait.
Is that my face?
Yeah, that's why I was like, I got it. Mm-hmm.
It's weird when you zoom in like that.
Yes, it is. And this is just me flexing. You're in shape. So tell me, Dev, why did you not look in the direction of the waiter?
Well, in the waiter?
Yeah.
I didn't need to. You knew what I wanted. You were covering it. I wasn't consciously like, don't look at the waiter. Don't look at the waiter.
What do you say to women who say, oh my God, like this is so misogynistic. Why? She can't even do anything. She can't even look at the waiter, look at other men.
I mean, I can, but why? Like, what I mean, hi, sir. What? Like, I'm paying attention to you. You're doing it all right.
Very good.
And then with the guy at the door,
mm-hmm.
like I knew that you were gonna open the door for me, so that guy's opening the door. So I just paused to for you to handle the situation because I don't, I know who my man is. I don't need this guy to open the door for me, but I don't want to be rude either.
Sure, and that's why you thanked him on the way out.
Right. So I was just chilling,
Okay, very good. Elena, what did you think of the video?
I liked it. I think that this shows how women should behave, but they don't.
Right.
And my husband usually orders food for me because I have no idea oftentimes what I
want. Sure. Absolutely. Shay, what are your thoughts?
I love when a man orders for me.
Okay.
I love when a man walks in front of me. It's my biggest pet peeve when I'm walking and a guy doesn't understand that. And if you're out on a date with someone, of course, they're going to hold the door open for you. And you don't need to be looking at other people because you're there with that person. So everything in that video I found to be just fine.
What did you think about the light flirting with the waitress?
I don't know. I was looking at our name tag too, so I didn't realize that was flirting. I'm a little clueless sometimes, but yeah, I guess. I was like, how do you spell it? I was like, how do you say her name? And you asked her. I was like, oh, he's reading my mind.
Idalia, yeah.
He's flirting with the waitress. I'm just like,
it didn't look like flirting. If that was flirting, that's not the vibe I got.
I'm out of practice. It is what it is. I ain't tripping. Let's hit these super chats and then we'll ask the last question here. Very good super chats, by the way. There we go. All right, last one. Siege D with the $2 super chat says, flirting with the waitress equals passive dread, man. What that is, gentlemen, is you got to show, and listen, even if it wasn't really my best flirting, You have to let your woman understand that you still know how to talk to women. It gives her a reminder that, hey, look, if I take a step out of line, or if I'm too tired for sex, or if I disrespect him too much, he's going to replace me, and she'll probably look a lot like this girl.
No
That's
offense,
really what you have to do.
Ew, that's a terrible mentality to have.
She's still here. What do you say to her?
No,
Why would you?
That's a very terrible mentality. Why would you say that?
Why would she put up with it?
I mean, clearly that's what she wants. I know that if that's what you want, I'm happy for you. But me, if someone was purposely flirting with a girl just to test our relationship or to show me his ability in our relationship, that's so not okay with me.
And I agree with you, but here's why we do it. Because women in 2023 are ass fucking backwards. You're right. You are absolutely right. A woman should never, ever, ever be okay with her man actively or passively flirting with another woman. A woman should never be okay with women flirting with your man. A woman should never be okay with any of that stuff. Unfortunately, here in 2023, modern women reward bad behavior, right? And they punish good behavior. We know why this is, because you know what? Are most women hoes? I don't know, but enough of them are hoes for us to be having this discussion. So the point is a disproportionate amount of women punish good behavior. So if you send her a good morning after text, she'll wait until she gets butt fucked by Dave, the unemployed garage band guitar player, in the parking lot. If you decide to bring her flower, or if you take her on a dinner date and spend $500, this is back in 1950. This absolutely works. But women today have been so corrupted and just influenced by now fourth wave feminism, which is basically a hate group, that women actually see it as a sign of masculinity that their man can still get other women. I did not want to have to be this to be successful with women, guys. I really didn't. Deep down inside, I'm a nice guy. I'm biologically predisposed to be nice to women. But men, we are problem solvers. And it became very clear to me very early that being a nice guy was not going to cut it. Only when I became a fucking asshole right out here on the strip did I have success with women. Now, here's the thing. Devin, she's my wife. But guess what? She's also a Western woman. And because she's a Western woman, this type of passive dread works on her. Even when girls say it doesn't work, deep down inside, whether they admit it or not, it does work. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree, because if you have to play those kind of tricks,
it's not a trick.
It is who I am. I mean,
no, it's not a trick. It's who I am.
If you're playing mind games,
I'm not playing mind games. It's just who I am.
With women like that, then you're not dating the right women, because the right women, you wouldn't need to do that. You wouldn't need to play these games for them to just want to be with you.
I'm not playing games. I'm just showing them what's up.
It sounds like a game to me.
Okay. Well, I guess we can agree to disagree.
What do you think? I would rather have you. And first of all, you're very outgoing and very friendly, and you talk to everybody anyway.
Sure.
So I don't directly think, oh my God, he spoke to another woman. He must be flirting. Is he trying to make me jealous? You know, like that doesn't go through your head. I see him. It's attractive to me to see that he's good with people, not just other women, but also other men.
That I can understand.
So in that, yes, is he afraid? And also, like talking to girls, like for a lot of guys, it's like a muscle that they have to flex, because they do have anxiety they have to overcome. And you know,
I have anxiety. Do I need
to flex with men? Men have different anxiety from girls. Come on.
I have social anxiety too.
Yeah, but that hasn't affected your dating life, has it? Men with social anxiety don't get pussy. They don't get relationships. Women with social anxiety.
I tend to find a shy guy very attractive.
I understand that, but men and women are different, and you're the exception to the rule. Let's just keep it real, man. You happen to be the exception to the rule, just because a disproportionate number of women find that behavior attractive. And it's funny, most of them won't really outwardly admit that. Not even she could fully admit it. She said it's good to see that he can talk to people. Again, I will reiterate this point. It is fucked up that this is what men have to do. But guess what? We are problem solvers. American women have told us, hey, if you treat us this way, we're going to shit on you. But if you treat us that way, we'll give you our butt. There you go. And so men, and we're not worried. There's no morality in dating, guys. There is no, you know what they say, there's no fairness. You know, all's fair in love and war. You can call them mind games. We can call it dread game. We can call it dating relationships, whatever the case may be, call it a strategy. This is what's necessary to work. So if you're a man and you're expecting to be the moral guy out here, well, I shouldn't do this, so I'm not going to. It's going to be a long wait before you get a relationship from a woman.
We shouldn't have to feel anything.
No.
You know, it should just all come naturally, and it's beautiful. And all of this stuff. But, you know, I was thinking back on like the female women in your family, more successful their second marriages or relationships and things like that, is that you learn You learn what you're willing to put up with, what you're not willing to put up with. And like you said, you like shy guys. I went from like my ex-husband was someone who wouldn't even, if something was wrong with my food, wouldn't tell the waiter to fix it.
Oh yeah.
You know, he was that shy or that afraid to really engage in any type of confrontation or conversation for that matter.
Yeah.
And so I overcorrected a lot as I got, and then when I met him and I'm like, okay, now I got a guy who I can't even speak to the way, you know what I'm saying? Just kidding. But
Sure, of course.
But you know, like who's willing to order for me, make sure to take care. That's his way of taking care of me. And to me, that's not oppressive. That's how he shows me love.
Yeah, that wasn't my thing at all. It for me, the only issue is thinking that you need to flirt with another girl in front of your significant other in order to make them feel a certain type of way. Because if my significant other did that to me, my feelings would be very hurt, and I would definitely reconsider being with that person.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Nope. I understand.
But your significant other would also know that does or does not work with someone like you as well. So it is very subjective in that matter. You know?
Would it be fair to say that women don't want men that other women don't want?
Most women, yeah, because most women want the leader of the pack, I guess you
So-
could say. Like they want the alphas.
Okay.
They want the
Okay.
strongest, the
Right,
fittest,
right.
the brightest.
Right,
That's what
right.
they want.
And how would you know that he's good with other women? How do you know other women want him? You don't, because women don't pay attention to that. They're mainly paying attention to themselves. So this is why I tell men every once in a while, low key flirt with your waitress, your cashier, whoever's bagging your groceries. Do this, gentlemen. Should we have to do this? No. In 2023, yes. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say you can just tell by the personality type and the type
Sure.
of friends they have around them. To be honest,
Okay.
and how they treat their friends.
Would you ever marry a virgin?
Yes.
All right.
I would 100% marry you.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Would you?
No.
You?
Never.
Yeah. So
Why?
again, you're the exception to the rule.
I'm not
I think
understanding.
that's. I think you know what?
Understanding this
Honestly,
right
I think
now.
that's. I think that's.
Why
cap.
is that not a yes?
I think that's cap.
Why is that not a yes?
Because girls don't want men that other women don't want. It just doesn't work that way.
Dude, but if he's like a devout Christian or
Oh
a devout
my God.
Catholic, and he
my
really
goodness
is
gracious.
saving himself for a woman, like you have to respect the hell.
You
out
have
of that.
to. Hold on.
You gotta
said-
respect.
You're
that.
right, but most women don't.
Most women probably won't.
There you go.
Most male virgins aren't virgins by choice.
There
so
you
you're
go.
taking a very small portion. Let's just say it's a quarter of men under 30 are virgins. Let's just say that an even smaller proportion of that, maybe a tenth, is for the reasons that you indicate. So is there a moral and, is there a reason and it's making their life more difficult to stay a virgin? That's the kind of virgin that you, I think, are talking about. Whereas the guys that are,
like a Tim Tebow, right? When it came out, he was a virgin.
Exactly.
They were like, "How is this dude a virgin?" University
I
of
mean,
Florida.
those guys exist, and
Yes,
I don't
absolutely.
see anything wrong
They
with
do,
that.
but-
Like, if you're a virgin because you're like socially inept and you can't handle just basic
That's the
human
reason most men are
interaction,
virgins. Here's the difference.
That's a different thing.
But that's just it. That's the majority. The difference between a male virgin and a female virgin has to work at being a virgin. A male virgin
is
is a
very true.
virgin because he has to be, not because he wants to be.
And
Women are
that's just-
virgins because they want to be. Men are virgins because they have to be. Go ahead.
I would hope that there is a group of men out there that are virgins because they want to be, because they're saving themselves. I do hope that.
I hope, but I'm not.
Those men would be happy with. Do you think any of those men would be okay with marrying a woman who wasn't a virgin if they took it that seriously their
That's
entire
a
lives?
great question.
That
and
means the answer
to
is
me,
no. They would
I
not
don't-
want to marry a
I
woman
don't
who's not
think
virgin.
so, but the question was, would I marry a virgin? So if a virgin was willing to marry me and he checked off all my boxes and he wasn't socially inept, I would have no problem.
Notice
with it.
all of the conditions, because again, there it is. And I'm not saying this
Who
to
would
chastise.
want to date someone that's socially inept? Like, and I'm talking about like people with autism, people with
You're right.
severe issues. No
But
one
now you're
wants that.
But now you're taking it to the extreme. Most male virgins don't have autism. Most male virgins aren't, sexually awkward.
Are we
Most-
talking about like 2s and 3s here?
No. See, now I'm just talking about when you take 100 male virgins, almost all, I would say 99.5 out of those 100 male virgins are virgins because they have to be. Are there some dudes on the spectrum to a degree? Yes. But how many females on the spectrum are virgins? Yeah, exactly.
That's a
None.
really good question.
Exactly zero. So again, and listen, Of course you would marry a virgin, but there has to be look, you can't marry a socially awkward guy because then your kids are going to be socially awkward. They're going to be on the spectrum.
Yeah.
So no, like I'm not like I don't blame women for wanting the 666 guy. You're supposed to want the 666 guy. Why? Because your kids are going to have those 666 guys genes. The reason that's attractive is because they can attract other attractive people. Go ahead, Elena.
I was just going to ask you a question. You mentioned that you would marry a guy who is 400 pounds.
Mhm.
And assume he was a virgin. How long would you last with him?
So like so
he's 400 pounds, not socially awkward, but a virgin.
okay, so I've dated someone that was like 300 pounds, right?
For how long?
We were together for about a year. This was like a college relationship. Weight is not an issue for me if you're healthy. Like he was a football player, like he was a linebacker, so
There
that
we
was why
go.
he was so
There we
big.
are. There it is. He's right. You dated a guy who was 300 pounds who was a linebacker or a defensive lineman.
Yeah, so
Yes.
he was out of shape, but it was like
yeah.
he wasn't like some lazy weirdo.
Of
Like
course.
you know what I mean?
So I guess when we talk about would you date a guy who is 400 pounds? Yes. If he were
If
the
you guys
defensive
are-
end for the New Orleans Saints, yeah, I would hope that
Yeah.
you would.
But there's a difference. I mean, yeah, because there's you can be overweight and still be active, and
That's
and-
incorrect. The only way
was.
the only way you can be overweight and still be active is if you're a professional athlete, because what's the first thing offensive and defensive linemen do when they retire? They shrink because
do they?
yes, because they have to eat in a calorie surplus to stay
He
that
did
large.
have to eat a lot.
Yeah,
That is
absolutely.
very true.
So the fact that he
Yeah.
is a football player, that's why you dated a guy that was over 300 pounds. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
Clearly
don't-
not socially awkward, and that makes sense. I wouldn't.
Oh yeah,
but
he
I'm-
wasn't socially awkward.
Right,
He was
right.
actually the opposite.
There you
which-
go.
Yeah.
There you go. But the point is that male virgins are very different from female virgins, which is the reason why male body count is very different from female body count. You understand the difference now?
I understand the difference, but your question was would I would date a virgin? That
Okay.
was your original question.
And
the
I'm calling
answer
cap.
is-
I don't think you would.
I think it
I don't think
depends
you
on the
would.
person.
That
though.
means no.
It doesn't mean
That
no.
that's listen, you're not look, check this out. You're not a bad person for not wanting to marry a virgin.
But I don't
wanna
see
marry a
the problem with marrying a virgin.
I do, because women
Especially-
don't want men that other
No.
women don't want.
Especially if I get to train him in the bedroom. I think that's beautiful. I think that's amazing.
I have another question for you.
Oh, here we go.
Let's imagine you were a man for a second.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Would you consider a woman with high body count, with low body count, or a virgin?
Ooh.
If I was a man, but you're asking me if I was a man.
Yeah, if you were a
I
man.
would not care about her body count. That would not matter to me.
And
But I
this-
am not a man, so I don't know what it's like.
There you
from that
go.
perspective.
Yeah. Or if you were a man, you would definitely care. Because I'm a man and I would absolutely care. I would just I just don't want to know. I tell Dev all the time, don't tell me what your body count is. I don't want to know. I do not want to
And
know.
I would hope that my significant other would not want to know either. To be
He
like,
does. It's
I would
important,
want
but he's
it
not
to
going to ask you.
Yeah, I would want it to not be a conversation, to be honest.
Gentlemen, do not ask her what her body count is. Instead, you must observe. Pay attention to her habits, traits, and characteristics. That gives you an answer. Okay. Last question of the day. What are your 3 deal breakers for men? And when I mean deal breakers, obviously hygiene. He wipes his own. Like, we're not talking about homeless guys here. So other than the obvious, what are your 3 deal breakers for
Lack
men?
of ambition, laziness, and addiction.
Wow. Jesus Christ.
Those 3.
That sounds pretty damn good to me.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I agree with them. I'm going to add masculine frame here
Okay.
because it's very important for a man. If he doesn't preserve his masculinity, how would a woman respect him?
Right.
How would she have sincere desire for him if he can't protect her, if he can't fulfill his male duties, right? But also saying no to women, and we don't see it very often today.
Yes, you don't.
Men are just simping, and they are not helping. They are not helping. Trust me. You think they are your friends? No, they are your enemies.
Yeah, we're trying to bang.
They're trying to ban you. They are not committing to you, and they are also deluding you into believing that you deserve the best. And this is why we see this toxic generation of women who are entitled, who are narcissistic, who don't want to commit, and they say the same thing over and over again to younger women.
Yeah.
So that would be another thing. And then addiction, I would say.
Yeah, that was a very
That's
good
it.
list. What about you? What are your 3 deal breakers?
Men that go to strip clubs.
Uh-oh.
That's a big one for me. If you're like over 30 and you still don't know what you want to do with your life,
That's a
deal
pretty good
breaker.
one. Okay, I'm with it.
What
What if he wants to play video games?
I love video games. So we could do that together.
More exceptions to the rule. I gotcha. You can play Call of Duty together, right?
We could do that together all day. I
I
wouldn't mind.
can't do the reason I don't play video games because I know if I started, I would be addicted.
Yeah.
Your other 2 deal breakers, please.
What's my last one? How you treat animals is a big deal for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that is a good one. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Let me ask one last question to Dev, if I may. When I first met and started talking to you, what were the 3 things that you were most shocked about in terms of the way I talked? Just 3 things that just shocked you, like, holy shit, is this guy for real?
Oh.
Oh, there are just so many.
3 things that shocked me about you. No filter, which I actually thought was really funny, but I also understood that there was a purpose and and the logic behind the humor, you know. What was the question?
The 3 most shocking things about me that you learned. Initially, like when you found or heard something, you're like, wow.
Your anger issues.
Yeah, that would be one.
Yeah, that's new to me. I've never been in a relationship with someone who likes to express themselves so
Puts things
loudly.
through walls and yeah, right.
No, I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying, you know,
We've had to replace a couple of tables.
It's cheap furniture. You get.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that was shocking. And I think your ability to read women very well, but your inability to read men as well.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
those are probably the top 3, I think.
Okay, very good. Excellent. All right, let's read the rest of these super chats here. Fantastic discussion. CHD with another $5 super chat says, well, Shay, it's also social proof. Would you want to be with a man that other women want to be with?
It depends on whether or not he's engaging with that, because I'm not a fan of competition. So when I see too many girls around a guy, I automatically get insecure and I no longer want that man.
Okay. So what if I told you that if you didn't like competition, you're going to be single for life?
I mean, that's fine. If a guy wants me, he can come get me. I'm not going to chase.
Says the pretty girl at 27 years old with all the options. All right, that's fine. Next super chat. Team Peterson, member for 21, says, when I catch a live, you always bring value, Donovan. Appreciate that very, very much. Glenn Lawrence with a $5 super chat says, most women want the guy that other women want and other guys want to be. That is 100% right. Neil Ray with the $50 super chat says, great podcast, bro. Appreciate you. This is an eye-opener to women. Respect to you and Devin. Great example of a great relationship and the values and foundation you both have made. God bless you all. I always learn so much from you, bro. Thanks. Absolutely, man. This is why we do this. Dr. B84 with the $5 super chat says, pre-selection is probably something subconscious. I totally agree with that. Jerry Raven with the $10 super chat says, LOL Shay, I guess you're possibly a quote uniform. However, we need to prepare men for the Tennessee mules that men are most likely going to find in these streets. That's exactly right. We don't prepare men to meet women like Shay. We prepare men to meet women like, what was her name? Anal Lana?
What's a Tennessee mule?
I don't know. I have no clue.
Go back to the super
I'll
chat.
Google it later.
No, I want to know what that is too, to be honest.
Yeah, Tennessee Mule is a girl that's just been absolutely ran through. Just a girl who just gets used by sex for guys because there's nothing about her that says long-term relationship.
Okay.
That is a Tennessee Mule.
Got it.
Roadblock 85 with a $20 super chat says, congratulations on the recent growth of the brand, Big Don. Much deserved. You could call this, quote, the real world podcast. Yeah, I'd probably be facing a lawsuit by MTV for that. Neil Ray, member for 22 months, says, you're the best, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you very, very much for that. And with that, that is going to draw this discussion to a close. Let's all just go around the panel here. What are your general thoughts about today's discussion? What did you get out of it? What did you like? Who do you want to kill, etc.?
No, I had a great time. Thank you, Glenn, for producing.
Absolutely.
For us.
Thank you.
It was really, really wonderful to meet you. I love your fresh perspective and your appreciation for the people around you.
She still has the twinkle in her eye.
I know.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
And Elena, it was really wonderful to meet you as well. And it's great to have another married woman on the podcast for once, which is a rare.
It's very nice, isn't it?
But it's also interesting to hear how things have changed in Russia and how women are really competing for those men. And it's just strange how how people's behavior changes so much based off of the sexual market.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And alone.
Just
So,
like men having to be fucking assholes.
Anyway,
Right.
to everyone watching, thanks for your support. Really
Yeah. Thank you
appreciate it.
guys very,
Thank you.
very much. All right, Elena, final thoughts.
I really loved being here today. I was a little quiet and
No, that's okay.
I usually love observing people.
Sure.
And watching. So I'm analyzing human behavior, and it was a pleasure to meet you. Very interesting perspectives, and I hope that you still have some time to adjust and figure out what you want to do with your life. There is some time left. Just don't waste it. Okay. Don't listen to those
your single friends.
Single friends.
Don't listen to your hoe friends.
Yes. Learn from this podcast and apply it in your practice. And this is what I suggest other younger women to do.
Oh, she looked at the camera when she said that. All right, Shay.
Well, thank you guys so much for having me. I had a great time. I love being able to discuss different things, and I appreciate the opportunity. And yeah, thank you.
Okay, very good. Yeah, my final thoughts are, would you guys agree that she today could marry a millionaire if she really put her mind to it?
Of course.
Why? Because what?
Fit, feminine, friendly.
There you go. There you go.
And attitude also.
Yeah.
You are willing to learn. And what men are looking for, that this has been my experience, they don't want somebody perfect, but they want somebody that they can teach, and somebody who is susceptible to the information, and somebody who is pleasurable to be around. If you are too combative, you will have similar outcome.
You guys are way too kind.
Well, I mean, it's the truth, because
you.
most of the time when we have girls on the pod, not everybody agrees on everything, but I think it's fair to say you respectfully disagreed, respectfully. And that's really all that men are looking for. We understand that we're not perfect. We're not looking for the perfect woman. We just want peace and sex. If you give us peace and sex, and food, we will literally do whatever it is you want us to do. So with that is going to end episode 15 at 2.5 hours. Jesus Christ, of the hashtag How to Relationship podcast. Take care, guys.
This has been a Glenn Lawrence production in association with Red One Studios. All rights reserved. Don't steal our shit.